Salary deserves better, pa. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I dey your side. Fidelity.
You are listening to Citi 97.3 FM, the city's finest.
There can be no other 97.3. No need to change. Keep it tuned to Citi. You're number one. Don't look no further. We've got it all covered. Citi FM.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my neighbor.
Good morning to life.
Good morning.
Music, talk, inspiration, in perspective.
Express yourself. Good morning, my neighbor.
Citi FM, your station.
It's a refreshing lifestyle.
Citi FM 97.3.
.36, the Daughters of Glorious Jesus, welcoming you to the Tuesday edition. It's the 9th day of June 2026. This is the Citi Breakfast Show, welcoming you to a morning that promises a lot, using the power and the medium of radio. And saying a big thank you to all of you for staying through, not just for today, but throughout the years. Starting off with the Business Sense segment, followed by the news review, and then we jump into business and sports. Lots to go into today. The Citi Business Festival is also ongoing. With another focus on Made in Ghana goods. That's coming up at 9 a.m. Brought to you by Absa Bank. Citi Business Festival is essentially a platform to celebrate all that the business world has to offer, with insightful conversations, very important panel discussions throughout the month of June, culminating in the management boot camp in the last week of June, bringing together some heavyweights to bring you insights in a 1-week residential boot camp. Business has brought to you by APSA. Going green is not just about saving the planet. It can save you real money. Install solar panels and cut down your power costs. Get an electric vehicle and reduce what you spend getting around. Switch to energy efficient equipment and lower the cost of running your business or home. And the best part is APSA Bank can help you finance all of it. The best part as well is that APSA Green Finance Loan gives you what you need to make it happen. Walk into any of our branches and ask about the APSA Green Finance Loan today and say yes to a greener tomorrow. We used to think you needed to pollute in order to develop, but now we know better. With APSA's Green Finance, you can develop clean energy solutions made for tomorrow, powered by the financing of APSA Bank. Sometimes it helps to think about the greatness of the Lord. Who compares to him? He is the God that gives life to the dead and calls the things that be not as though they were. Romans 4:17. He has two great powers, the power of creation to call the things that be not as though they were, and the power of resurrection to give life to the dead. What an awesome God. That's what the daughters are reminding us of this morning. Sing his praise and be inspired by the power that he's giving you to make a difference in your society. The newspaper review segment is brought to you by Zonda Tech Ghana for heavy-duty trucks powered by global trucks, a giant like Sinotruck, premium SUVs and pickups from Great Wall Motors and Cherry. Zonda Tech is your one-stop automobile shop, delivering topmost quality brands assembled here in Ghana. Choose quality, choose locally assembled, choose Zonda. And switch your salary to Fidelity Bank and enjoy amazing benefits from lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. It's time to switch and smile with Fidelity Bank. Call 0800 003 355. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. It's an interactive show. Get in touch 053 998 6996. Good morning to Caleb Kudah.
Good morning, Bernard.
Come with a
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, doing awesome this morning by the grace of the Almighty God. Very well.
Wonderful.
Very beautiful song as well.
Yes. What are the papers saying today?
So 70-year-old Osu death trap demolished. 15 more to go. This is Ghanaian Times. President Mahama explores Belarus's agro-industrial hub. Historic shift. Ghana processes Jubilee oil locally as Centio receives first consignment, and prank calls. Fake flood videos disrupting rescue efforts. This is the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council.
The Daily Guide newspaper front page, President Mahama bars ministers, CEOs from private awards. And then suspended Cath CEO begs striking doctors to resume work. And military officer caged over murder. And Abronya DC surrenders passport, denied bail variation. All on the front page of the Daily Guide.
The Chronicle, Pemex bosses recover 4.6 million Ghana cedis through audit covering 2016 to 2024. Anti-LGBTQ bill leaves room for advocacy. This is Reverend Intim Fojo. The Chronicle's expose on Techre, SHS Holy True headmaster admits, and local government minister disgusted by poor sanitation in Sekunde Takrade.
The New Republic, front page, NPA target 50% LPG by 2030. And then analysts are predicting 4.6% CD slide, tougher month for stability ahead. And then Ghana target oil export as Citi Refinery commences local crude refinery.
The Economy Times, Ghana raises 2026 growth outlook to 6% as economy recovery gains momentum, and BOG maintains firm grip on liquidity as Treasury bill auction exceeds target.
Daily Democrat newspaper this morning, government targets 30 million trees. That is coming in from Ama Kofi Boa. And then GJA raises concern over media freedom, threats, calls for stronger journalist protection. protection. And then we Pebra Abdullah Janapo, the second Anes Gold Board CEO for leadership and service to Ghana.
The Inside newspaper, Mahama drops cryptic message at last. Which minister will fall? And Ebola and imperialism. There are other stories on the Inside newspaper this morning.
Okay, the Daybreak newspaper, Cabinet shake-up looms. Minister CEOs face performance review. That is on the front page of the Daybreak. They also have Citizen files RTI, over $7 million audit of 40 Ghana missions abroad. And then Ghana to fight Galamsey through cooperative mining.
The Daily Graphic, Central Refinery processes Jubilee crude oil with a front page photo of the Minister for Energy and Green Transitions cutting that tape. President Mahama secures 1,840-acre equipment packed with Belarus. He's photographed here with his Belarusian counterpart, Alexander Lukashenko. Meanwhile, Omni basic bank partners to monetize public plastic waste. And then GRA engages business community over ITAS rollout. Now, if you go to citynewsroom.com, Mahama to assess ministers ahead of possible reshuffle. Ghanaian fans in Canada invited to apply for World Cup ticket support. We're told stray animals threaten Ghana's tree planting efforts. Meanwhile, he says, Professor Chris Gordon says, you cannot cheat nature. And check development is driving recurring flooding. Then the row over the award. We never asked Pesa White to pay for an award. Meanwhile, there are other headlines there that also comment on the same issue. Linda Clue says, I've worked hard. I deserve Best Regional Minister Award. And then, meanwhile, the government says, government is barring ministers from accepting some of these awards that have not been authorized. Pesa White denies celebrating Best CEO Award on social media. This is Channel 1 News Online. ECG announces doomsday across 6 regions for maintenance and fault repairs. Meanwhile, the local government minister says that Greater Accra needs more waste facilities to handle rising volumes. He's also commended Channel 1 for our sanitation focus. Konfanochi strike, Health Ministry acted in bad faith according to GMA. And man jailed 15 years for defilement in Tamale, 6 months for perjury. My Joy Online is also on Linda Oklu, judge here before the awards. Organizers respond to Linda Oklu awards backlash. Meanwhile, patients stranded at Kath as doctors and nurses protest CEO suspension. And we are also told that Osu building demolished after structural failure raises safety concerns. Global stories, BBC. Trump tells Netanyahu, or Trump tells BBC, Netanyahu did not defy him. Meanwhile, Iran and Israel say they will pause strikes, but one of retaliation if ceasefire is breached again. There's a very troubling story in BBC Sports where Africa's best referee has been denied a visa into the US for the World Cup. Yes. Somali referee Atan Omar has been barred from entering the US. It's terrible. Meanwhile, Malawi is also repatriating its people from South Africa amid xenophobic concern. And then we have a few more headlines to top it up. If you go to the graphic online, UN Secretary General appoints Ghanaian Edem Wosonu as Assistant High Commissioner for Protection. Let's get into the details, guys.
Right, so let me start with a 70-year-old Osu death trap that has been demolished. This is page 12 of the Ghanaian Times. Victor A. Baxton writes that a 70-year-old dilapidated 4-story building located at Osu in the Kolekrote municipality of the Greater Accra region was yesterday demolished by city authorities. And the building formed part of 16 defective structures identified and earmarked for demolition by the Kolekrote Municipal Assembly. The demolition exercise carried out by Kokma was supervised by officials from the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, the Ghana Prison Service, Ghana Police Service, and other agencies. It followed a number of concerns raised by residents over the threat posed by the building. Now, speaking during the exercise, Head of Works at the Assembly, Mr. Anthony Komasi, said the owners had been served several notices over the years to either renovate or demolish the structure due to its deteriorating operating condition. He explained that the final notice was issued in April this year after earlier markings and warnings, and the occupants were asked to vacate the premises before the end of April. So who bears the cost of these demolitions eventually?
Well, the cost of keeping it there, sometimes it's not about money.
Yeah.
Imagine if it collapses and kills people. So we shouldn't always ask about financial cost too. Let's think about the human cost as well.
Okay, let me bring a wrap of the Ashanti Konfanoche issues. And in the page 11, the Daily Guide, story by Joe Iwa from Kumasi. Ashanti Minister engages Cath doctors over strike. Now, unconfirmed report indicates that the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, has been able to find a breakthrough in ending the doctors and nurses and midwife industrial action at the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital. Still in the Daily Guide, page 6, suspended Cath CEO begs striking doctors to resume work. And the Chief Executive Officer of Konfanoche Teaching Hospital in Kumasi, Dr. Pakwesi Bedu, has passionately appealed to striking doctors and nurses of the hospital to resume work. But in the New Republic, patients are stranded as the staff are protesting the CEO's suspension. So a resolution is needed.
Meanwhile, Ayiwe Free, who's the ranking member on Health Committee, has urged government to partner with private healthcare facilities as an immediate measure to address congestion at Konfanoche. Speaking on Eyewitness News, Dr. Ayiwe Free said the challenges confronting Konfanoche could be mitigated through strategic PPP. He also called on doctors to return to the ward and proposed that government deploy healthcare personnel to selected private facilities and facilitate the transfer of patients who are close to discharge, thereby freeing up beds in public hospitals. It was a very useful interview he did with Sanda yesterday.
I take you back to local government issues, and the sector minister is disgusted by poor sanitation in Sekondi, Takoradi. He has a photo of filth in the central business district of Takoradi. Story by Kwesi Alfred Adams, and it says the sanitation challenges confronting the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis have now become a major governance issue after the Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, openly expressed disgust over the state of cleanliness in the oil city and issued a 2-week ultimatum to authorities to address the situation. Speaking during the World Environment Day celebration in Sekondi Takoradi, the minister said he was shocked by the volume of plastic waste that greeted him upon his arrival in the metropolis, warning that the city risks contributing to the growing global environmental crisis if urgent measures were not taken. In fact, I should say that yesterday, the minister and other stakeholders within the environment and sanitation space met at Kempinski, where there was talks about managing our landfill sites in a more sustainable way, where we are not having enough land in the capital for landfill sites, and there is conversation about how to transport the waste and how to treat it so we reduce our need for landfill. So
actually, the minister said yesterday at the program, you mentioned that Greater Accra needs more waste facilities to handle rising volumes. Speaking at the stakeholders dialogue on sustainable waste management in Accra, the minister said that the 25 MMDAs within the Greater Accra are currently generating about 4,100 tons of waste daily, translating to approximately 1.6 annually, and warned that waste generation will exceed 5,100 tons per day in a few years' time, and that we needed more waste management facilities. He also commended Channel 1 televisions for sustained environmental coverage. He praised the media organization for asking critical questions, holding stakeholders accountable, and contributing to constructive discussion on sanitation and local.
I told him we are looking for him. Giddy. He says he will make time to come back.
Time to come.
And then finally on this, Greater Accra Minister says report sanitation offenders for 200 cedi cash reward. The Accra Mayor, Michael Bakwalote, has announced a 200 cedi reward for residents who provide photographic evidence of people dumping refuse into gutters or littering public spaces.
We are told that elsewhere in Kumasi, they are bringing back the town council system. That is really a good move there. But a story in the Daily Democrat, Aqua donates sanitation tools to AMA to support June 6 National Sanitation Day. The Ashiedu Keteke Washroom Operators Association, Aqua, has donated sanitation tools to the Accra Metropolitan Assembly in support of the June 6 Sanitation Day cleanup exercise in the Assembly's broader effort to improve environmental sanitation in the metropolis. The items presented to the Assembly included 30 wheelbarrows, 10 pairs of boots, 100 gloves, goes on and on and on.
Well, there's a row over an award that has been presented. The Greater Accra Regional Minister says she never paid a penny for the Best Regional Minister Award. That's stories on Channel 1 News. The awards held on Sunday at La Palm Beach Hotel recognized public officials and institutions for their contributions to governance. In an interview with Asase Radio, Minister of Greater Accra firmly denied making any payment to the organizers in exchange for the honors, insisting that the awards was based solely on performance in office. Meanwhile, Michael Pesa-White, whose article has generated a lot of controversy, has denied celebrating the Best CEO Awards on social media. Professor Michael Pesa-White, who's the DG of SIGA, has dismissed as false claims by the CEO of big events, Prince Mackay, that he posted a congratulatory message on social media after being named Best CEO of the year by the awards scheme. Speaking on Eyewitness News, Professor Pesa-White rejected Mackay's assertion that he publicly celebrated the recognition before later criticizing the award. Professor White said he had no prior relationship with the award organizers and challenged Mackay to provide evidence to support his claim. Meanwhile, government has issued a statement.
Yes, the government has issued a statement coming from the presidency. Mahama Bas ministers and CEOs from private awards. Daily Guide, page 3, story by Ernest Kofi Edu. President John Dramani Mahama has directed ministers, chief executive officers of state institutions and other political appointees to stop participating in, endorsing, sponsoring or accepting awards from private organizations without prior approval from his office, citing concerns over the growing proliferation of questionable award schemes. Now, the directive contained in a circular signed by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Callistus Mahama, said the President had become increasingly concerned about the trend of public officials being named best performing, most outstanding or most influential office holders by private organizations whose credentials and assessment processes are often unclear.
What about honorary awards? If you go to page 7 of the Ghanaian Times, congrats on the economy, Mr. President, but pay all outstanding pending payments to grow the local economy. This is an article by Jabaku Kudiabo Okanse. Congratulations to President John Dramani Mahama and his government for the prudent management of the economy since taking office. The numbers are speaking. Inflation is easing. The city has found some stability and investor confidence is slowly returning for a country that has been through turbulence of debt restructuring and austerity. But an economy is not just GDP, reserves and credit ratings. An economy is people. It is the contractor who poured concrete for that classroom block. It is the supplier who delivered hospital beds on credit. It is the service provider who kept the street lights on for 6 months without a peso. If contractor debt is painful, land compensation delay is criminal. That's a quote here. I'm sure this is a story that many in the space of business.
All right, let me take you quickly to Channel 1 News for a quick story. ECG announces dooms across 6 regions for maintenance and fault repair. William now reports that the ECG has announced widespread power outages affecting parts of Eastern Tema, Accra, East Accra, West Volta and Ashanti regions Tuesday, June 9, as it undertakes planned maintenance works and addresses technical faults in other parts of the country. Now, the details are given and the times are around 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in some areas, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in other areas, and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. in other communities.
Okay, since we've entered the energy side, Ghana targets oil export as Century Refinery commences local crude refinery. Story, page 2 of the New Republic by Leo Nelson. Now, Ghana is firmly on a path toward eliminating its heavy reliance on imported refined petroleum products and transitioning into a major net exporter of finished oil products across the West African sub-region, Energy and Green Transition Minister John Abdullahi Jinapor has declared. Now, this strategic economic turnaround follows the historic delivery of the first ever parcel of domestic crude oil from the Jubilee field to the privately owned Century Oil Refinery for local processing.
All right.
Wonderful news there.
Premix bosses recover 4.6 million Ghana cedis through audit covering 2016 to 2024. The National Premix Fuel Secretariat has recovered 4.6 million Ghana cedis in unaccounted funds from an ongoing audit covering 2016 to 2024. The exercise yielded 4.6 million Ghana cedis from margins that were not properly accounted for. The funds are part of proceeds earmarked for development projects in Ghana's fishing communities. Now, according to data compiled by the National Premix Fuel Secretariat, 167 London beach committees have so far been covered under the latest phase of the accountability exercise, with records from 34 committees fully verified.
Let me give you some stories from the point of view. You cannot cheat nature. And check development is driving recurring floods in Accra. This is Professor Chris Gordon speaking on the point of view yesterday. And he says the floods we're seeing are not so much because we've had increase in rain volumes. Actually, I was surprised to hear that in 2006, we had 70 millimeters of rain in a day.
Wow.
in a particular day in June. It didn't lead to the level of flooding. And that last Wednesday's rain was only 7 millimeters. So 1/10 of that, and it led to this devastation.
So imagine
his point
70.
was that it was unchecked development that was leading to the flooding. He also spoke about the stray animals threatening our tree planting efforts and the fact that they roam anywhere and chew anything they see on sight.
But prank calls, fake flood videos are disrupting rescue efforts. The Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council is saying that prank calls and the circulation of fake flood videos are disrupting rescue operations and diverting critical emergency resources from genuine victims of flooding in the Greater Accra region. As according to the Regional Coordinating Council, the council said emergency response agencies and public officials had in recent days been inundated with false distress reports and prank calls, forcing them to expend valuable time and resources on non-existent emergencies while lives and property remain at risk elsewhere. Please, this is not correct.
Okay, well, at that, a man has been jailed 15 years for defilement. A story in the Daily Guide, page 3, from Eric Combat, Tamale. Now, the Tamale High Court, presided over by Justice Charles Kwesi Champon, has sentenced 48-year-old Abdallah Mohammed to 15 years imprisonment with hard labor for impregnating a 14-year-old school girl in Yashegu, a suburb of Tamale in the northern region.
Let me give you some good news. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has appointed Edem Wosonu of Ghana as Assistant High Commissioner for Protection at the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Wosonu will succeed Ruvendri Menkindelwa of Sri Lanka. Now, the appointment recognizes Wosonu's extensive experience in humanitarian affairs spanning over 2 decades, including leadership roles in emergency response and operational coordination. And she is Ghanaian, DG of Crisis Response at the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, held several positions at the UN and in the field within OCHA, and has a degree from the University of Hull and other places. We're really proud of what she's achieved. And this one is really sad. Somali referee Omar Atan has been a FIFA referee since 2018, and he's considered one of Africa's best referees. Meanwhile, he will not be given a visa, or he has not been given a visa to the US. He's set to become the first Somali to referee a World Cup match, but he has been dropped from the list of officials because he was denied entry into the US. No reason for his repatriation has been issued by the US immigration authorities, but Somalia is one of several countries on a travel ban list introduced by President Trump's administration. After speaking to the US authorities, World Governing Body FIFA said Atan will miss the tournament. So FIFA can't even fight for their own.
Just like that.
It's sad. A senior advisor to Somali's Ministry of Youth and Sports confirmed the denial of the entry to the BBC and said Atan had been traveling with valid documents. Charlie, this is so bad.
Meanwhile, just a headline, sad one. Powerful earthquake hits Philippines, killing at least 32 people. Story, page 5, the Daily Guide. Can get that and check it out.
Thank you very much, Samuel Attah-Mensah and Caleb Kudah. That was the newspaper review segment. Netele Nete Ajawu is already here. City Business News comes up shortly.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
City Business News at 7. Netele Nete Ajawu is here. Good morning, Netele.
Good morning, Bernard, and you're welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News. It's brought to you by MTN, EcoBank, and Good Energy. Coming up, City weakens further second quarter FX demand pressures mount, and Ghana accelerates local refining agenda as global oil risk intensify. And later, Association of Ghana Industries calls for stronger policy implementation to boost industrialization. Details from week 2 of the Honor Series. Let's settle for the details now. Government says it is accelerating plans to refine more of Ghana's crude oil locally arguing that rising geopolitical tensions in the Middle East have reinforced the need to reduce the country's dependence on imported petroleum products. The move comes as Central Oil Refinery received its first consignment of about 1 million barrels of crude oil for the Jubilee fields for processing in the country. There's more in the following report.
For years, Ghana has largely exported crude oil while relying heavily on imported refined petroleum products. At a ceremony marking the development, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapor, said recent global conflicts have reinforced the urgency of expanding domestic refining capacity.
Beyond the immediate commercial benefits, this initiative has significant strategic implications for Ghana. A stronger domestic refinery industry helps fuel oil and petroleum supply reliability. It reduces exposure to international supply shocks, improves foreign exchange retention, creates employment opportunities, and supports the growth of ancillary industries across the petroleum value chain. Because as you refine oil, you get other byproducts and other products which benefits the entire value chain.
For her part, the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofuswejare, described the refinery as a strategic national asset central to Ghana's industrial transformation drive.
The LPG will offer cleaner cooking fuel for our families. The asphalt will lay the very roads our nation needs to grow. And behind every barrel, every product, every linkage to transport, agriculture, manufacturing and infrastructure are people, Ghanaian workers, Ghanaian tax collectors, Ghanaian engineers, Ghanaian families will be better because this refinery is.
Speaking on behalf of the board, the Executive General Manager of Central Oil Refinery, Eric Lynn, commended government for supporting local refinery efforts and reaffirmed the company's commitment to expanding its operations.
This achievement reflects the vision of governments of Ghana under President John Dramani Mahama to promote value addition, industrialization, energy security, and local content development.
Eric Lynn is the Executive General Manager of Central Oil Refinery, ending that report filed by Emmanuel Opong. Now, President John Dramani Mahama is urging international investors to take advantage of the opportunities and favorable business environment available in the country to explore new opportunities. The President made the comments at the Ghana-Belarus Business Forum. Here is more.
The 5-day visits reflect Ghana's growing interest in leveraging Belarusian expertise in agriculture and industrial processing as part of efforts to modernize the country's agricultural sector and enhance food security. The Ghana-Belarus Business Forum is expected to strengthen commercial partnerships and attract investment into key sectors of Ghana's economy. President Mahama impressed on Belarusian investors to explore new opportunities for economic, agricultural, and technical collaboration between Ghana and Belarus.
Ghana and Belarus, this moment presents us with an opportunity. It challenges us to move beyond traditional patterns of engagement and to build practical partnerships that are based on our shared interests and to our mutual benefit. Where Belarus possesses the expertise, Ghana offers the opportunity, and where Ghana offers opportunity, Belarus can find profitable partnerships.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Simon Maggi, emphasized that the countries now pay special attention to economic ties.
We know you have strength in forestry, so about 3.7 million hectares restored so far, and the opportunities as well for cultivation in the forestry sector.
Nashika Caesar filed that report. Now, the Ghana cedi continued its downward trend against major trading currencies over the past 2 weeks as rising demand for foreign exchange and growing corporate repatriation needs intensified pressure on the local currency. According to the latest market update, The Citi weakened across both the interbank and retail foreign exchange markets, with analysts attributing the depreciation to heightened demand for US dollars amid moderate foreign exchange supply conditions. In the interbank market, the Citi traded at 11 Cities 85 pesos to the US dollar, down from 11 Cities 63 pesos recorded in the previous period. Similarly, the local currency depreciated against the British pound and the euro. The weakness was also reflected in the retail market, where the Citi lost 81% against the dollar, 1.83% against the pound, and 1.4% against the euro. Analysts noted that market sentiments remained largely bearish as demand for foreign currency continued to outpace supply. The pressure on the Citi has also been linked to growing global demand for the US dollar, with central banks reportedly liquidating non-dollar assets to meet increasing import costs fueled by persistently high refined crude oil prices. Now, Development Bank Ghana plans to channel about $600 million into Ghana's agricultural value chain over the next 5 years, with support from the Finance Ministry and development partners. The planned investment forms part of the bank's next phase of growth, following key milestones achieved during the first 5 years of operation in its long-term strategy to drive economic transformation. Daniel Sakiti has more in the following report.
Development Bank Ghana, over the past 5 years, has invested in excess of 2.5 billion cedis into the Ghanaian economy. These investments have focused on key growth areas, including agriculture, agribusiness, manufacturing, ICT, transportation, and education. Chief Executive Officer of Development Bank Ghana, Professor Randolph Inso Ambala, says the bank is focused on strengthening the agricultural value chain and supporting businesses.
Going forward, in alignment with the national vision, we are trying to focus a lot more on agribusiness and manufacturing, because from our growth diagnosis, we realize that those have a higher impact on the creation of what we call decent jobs for distant livelihoods. Related to that, we are investing a lot more in women-owned and women-led businesses, because again, the evidence proves that when women businesses are supported, or women-owned or women-led businesses are supported, the spillover in terms of impact on livelihoods, residual livelihoods, both at home and across the relational value chain, is also very higher.
Professor Randolph Inso Ambala described the next phase of the bank as leveraging lessons learned from the first 5 years to focus on investment and drive high spillover effects.
We have come to understand which kinds of investments unwinds binding constraints. We have come to understand which kinds of investments have more potent impact on the creation of decent jobs for decent livelihoods. Knowing that our investments are going to be far more surgical, focus, and leverage the knowledge and education and experience we have gained from the 5 years. Going forward, we are expecting that in the next 5 years, we'll be able to deploy another about $600 million in investment within the agricultural value chain, with the support of the Ministry of Finance as well as our development partners.
That was the CEO of the Development Bank Ghana, Professor Randolph Inso Ambala. Ending that report by Daniel Sakiti. Now, Ghana needs a more deliberate and coordinated approach to industrialization if it's to transform its economy and create sustainable employment opportunities. According to manufacturing sector chair of the Association of Ghana Industries, Moses Otobra, although production and manufacturing activities are taking place across the country, industrialization has not yet fully been adopted as a central pillar of Ghana's development agenda. Speaking on the honor series of the Citi Business Festival 2026, he explained that while production, manufacturing, and industrialization are closely linked, they represent different stages of economic development.
Industrialization has to do with the bigger picture, where government, through clear intentions and policies, drive or put in place the drivers that shapes the economy, the entire economy. So, for example, we've been talking about oil and gas and all that. We had a Tuabo gas, and it's there helping the country. We recently have Tor producing or refining oil, about 45,000 barrels a day. Now, that is production. But then When we talk of industrialization, that is where the government says, we have oil, we are processing our oil, but we want to build the industries around oil. And that is where we now look at Etuabo gas and say, what can we do beyond the gas being pumped?
Moses Attabra is the manufacturing sector chair of the Association of Ghana Industries, and he was speaking on the topic Made in Ghana Reality Check. The full conversation airs later this morning at 9 a.m. on the Citi Breakfast Show. The 2026 Citi Business Festival is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Absa Bank. It's proudly sponsored by MTN, Zundatech Ghana Limited, Absa Bank, and Petro Trust. And now on the interbank market, the dollar is going for 11 cedis 77 pesos, the pound for 15 cedis 37 pesos, and the euro for 13 cedis 87 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News. I am Netele Ajahu. Have a good business day.
30 years ago, MTN arrived in Ghana and everything changed. Now, to celebrate 30 years, we are giving back big time. The MTN at 30 promo is here. 9 Toyota Land Cruiser Prados to be won. Over 10 million Ghana cedis in rewards, plus so much more. Connect to your everyday hustle on MTN. Make video calls. Browse the internet for business with family and friends. Connect your home to MTN Fiber. Make that money move on Momo and stay ahead because every move counts. Ghana, let's celebrate 30 years of MTN with the MTN at 30 promo. Use more MTN services, build more points, and win big. Dial *530# or visit the My MTN app for more.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Origin or the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
7:14. Many thanks to Netele Nete for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News. Brought to you by the kind courtesy of Guel, EcoBank, and MTN. If you're looking for quality fuel that gives your engine smooth performance, look no further. Guel Super XP is of premium quality. It gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Guel Super XP is fortified with a special additive that gives longevity to your engine, makes your engine perform to the max using minimal fuel that takes you further. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Guel, good energy. The board of directors of EcoBank Ghana wishes to inform shareholders that dividends will be paid for the 2025 financial year following a strong financial performance in EcoBank Ghana PLC's commitment to delivering value to its shareholders and maintaining a resilient financial position. Shareholders are therefore reminded of the annual general meeting scheduled for Wednesday, 17th June 2026 at the EcoBank head office, Rage Accra. The meeting will also be streamed live at EcoBankGHAGM.com. Key highlights will include the approval of financial statements, dividend declaration, and other statutory business. We look forward to engaging our shareholders at the upcoming AGM. EcoBank Ghana PLC, delivering value backed by strong financial performance. EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa. Gabby Affair is here with kickoff. Before then, MTN says if you're a business owner looking for a smarter way to keep an eye on your shop, restaurant, office, or warehouse anytime, anywhere, MTN Business Eye is here for you. Keep your business secure anytime, anywhere with MTN Business Eye, the smart surveillance solution that gives you total visibility and control. Inspired by Wi-Fi, SIM connectivity, cloud storage, and solar energy, so your security never sleeps even when the highlights go out. Enjoy 24/7 monitoring, real-time alerts, two-way audio, and reliable backup, all at affordable rates. Dial star 5060 hash today. Keep your business in sight always with MTN Business Eye. MTN everywhere you go. It's time for Kickoff. That's brought to you by Lesheho. Are you ready to power up your finances and unlock your path to financial freedom? The Lesheho Fixed Deposit Solution is tailored just for you. With Lesheho's Fixed Deposit Solution, you are making your money work for you. Join the investment revolution with our Fixed Deposit Solution and take charge of your financial future. 0302208333. Call us now. Invest wisely. Invest wisely. Invest with Lesheho. Lesheho, let's improve life. And Gabby Affair is in black on black this morning. What's up?
No, black on blue black.
Ah, okay. I didn't see the blue black. What's the vibe this morning?
I mean, cool vibes.
The weather is nice and everything. But
yes, in Nimli's words, the weather is hideous.
Why the mafia the Somali referee so?
I think CAF would have to step in because he's there to do just one job, to officiate. And you know, Somalia are part of the countries that on the restriction list of the US. Yeah. So, but I think it's extreme because he's there just to do his work.
Yeah.
As part of the referee selected for the World Cup, and he has to officiate. So I don't understand that decision.
Let's get to kickoff.
All right, Tuesday morning, welcome aboard to Kickoff right here, 97.3. Coming up, we've got some good updates from Ghana's camp as the World Cup approaches in the next 2 days. Also, we'll run you through all the results from the pre-World Cup friendlies, plus some other important updates in the next 10 minutes. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Polytown Ghana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. All right, I'm Gabby Affair. Let's start off with some World Cup related stuff because we have just 2 days to the start of the tournament. But let's start off with the Black Stars because Ghana's preparations for the World Cup continue to gather momentum in the United States with the tournament set to get underway in the coming days. The Black Stars were initially scheduled to face Honduras in a pre-tournament friendly, according to reports. However, that fixture has been cancelled and it remains unclear whether the team will secure another warm-up match before the start of the competition. Now, despite the setback, preparations have continued uninterrupted with training sessions progressing smoothly. Let's get some updates from Godfred Akoto Boafo, who is in the United States, the team base with more.
But the mood in camp is good. I think catching up with the Black Stars today, you realize that they are in a very light-hearted mood. Today they were giving the day off from training. So the boys had a bit of time to themselves. They didn't have to go through the rigors of training. My understanding is the past couple of days has been really difficult at training because some of them have been doing double sessions. Their objective basically to ramp up their fitness levels, which was kind of expected considering how Coach Carlos Queiroz is expected to play. So over here at the Hilton Hotel at Mark Center in Alexandria, Black Stars pretty much in good shape.
All right, so that's Godfred Akoto Boafo, who is based and currently in Virginia. The team's camp, the Black Stars camp. But let's turn our attention to the weather concerns in the United States and how these concerns could impact team supporters and the overall World Cup experience. Yes, Godfred once more.
The camp in Virginia has not had that, although it's very strict. You don't have access to the flares. They live in a very secluded part of the hotel. the officials are around to make sure that everybody is behaving. But it does look like, players are adapting. The weather is good. We haven't had rain. It's been pretty sunny the entire period that we've been here. In fact, it's been really, really hot. Yesterday, for instance, the temperatures were somewhere around 72, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is not football weather, for regular people. So those are some of the conditions that they've had to get used to. But I think it favors Carlos Queiroz because he's looking to drill these boys down to a certain level of fitness to execute what he wants to execute with the team. And it's been interesting to see the boys catching up with some of the things he's trying to implement.
All right, so that's the update from the team camp from Godfred Akoto Boafo. Well, let's start with the Black Stars. And GFA spokesperson Henry Asante-Chum has been providing an update on plans for a send-off ceremony for the Black Stars ahead of the World Cup in the United States. The team is currently camped in Virginia as preparations for the tournament continue, with the squad expected to relocate to Rhode Island next week as part of its build-up to the competition.
Okay, so the first thing regarding how we arrived here, watch out for that surprise. There is something in the pipeline we are working on. We haven't got into our team-based camp yet. So we decided to come to the States in a very normal way, the fashion sense that we have displayed in our last two competitions in Cote d'Ivoire and also in Qatar. And we have another surprise for admirers and followers of the Black Stars, hopefully when we depart Virginia, where we currently find ourselves, to Rhode Island next week. In terms of the farewell party or farewell program for the team, it's very, very common. It happened in 06, 10, 14, 2022. But because of how things happened this time around, we couldn't do a proper send-off for the team before they assembled.
All right, so that's GFA spokesperson Henry Asante-Chum speaking there. Well, let's start with the World Cup, and the expanded tournament kicks off on June 11. That's this Thursday, with Mexico facing South Africa in the opening match at the Mexico City. Game kicks off at 7 p.m. But before a single ball is kicked, the tournament is already facing concern, not from tactics or teams, but from extreme weather conditions across the three host nations. Julian Shifriamwa has more.
Across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, teams are arriving not just to prepare for football, but to battle the elements. The primary threat is intense, oppressive heat. Scientific models warn that southern venues like Houston, Miami, and Dallas will consistently breach 28-degree wet bulb thresholds. At this level, high humidity stops sweat from evaporating, sparking severe health and safety warnings for the players. A new climate study reveals that a staggering 97 out of the 104 matches will be played in heat conditions considered unfavorable for elite football. In fact, 10 out of the 16 host venues face a very high risk of extreme heat stress. Compounding the heat is the sheer scale of travel. Teams will rotate through radically different microclimates in a matter of days. A squad might play in the cool, rain-slick climate of Vancouver, only to fly directly into a 100-degree Texas heat wave for their next match. But the risk extends far beyond the pitch. This tournament is projected to generate a record 9 million tons of greenhouse gases, double the carbon footprint of Qatar. While the multi-billion-dollar indoor stadium will use heavy air conditioning to protect the players, millions of traveling fans in outdoor fan zones will bear the brunt of the midsummer sun. Then comes the volatility of summer storm. In regions like the Midwest and the South, sudden severe lightning storms present a constant threat. Tournament rules mandate an immediate 30-minute match suspension if lightning strikes within an 8-mile radius of the venue. To mitigate the danger, FIFA has adapted. Strict stadium bans on personal water bottles have been lifted, and officials have implemented mandatory cooling breaks during both hours of play to prevent heat illness. From severe heat waves to unpredictable tropical downpours, the 2026 World Cup will be a definitive test of human endurance.
All right, so that's Julia Shifriamwa with or the updates regarding the extreme weather conditions in the United States. But how about the ticketing policies FIFA has introduced for the World Cup and the impact they are likely to have on attendance at the matches, with fans expected to travel from across the globe for football's biggest tournament? Questions remain over whether the current ticketing arrangements will encourage greater turnouts at stadiums or create challenges for supporters hoping to secure seats for the games. Yes, Sky Sports' Kavi Soliko with more.
Well, I mean, it's difficult to say. I think what we will end up seeing is that most of the games at this World Cup, the stadiums will be full or almost full. But the whole ticket policy that FIFA have adopted has been very, very opaque. They have been keeping their cards very close to their chest when it comes to information about how many tickets they've sold. They've been releasing tickets in batches to increase demand. Nobody knows exactly how much a ticket is going to cost. A lot of people are scrabbling around trying to get tickets on the resale market. For instance, Mexico. Their tickets on resale markets are the most expensive because obviously they're one of the co-hosts for the tournament, and the opening game on Thursday night is sold out. But if you want to try your luck on the resale market, I think tickets are probably going to cost you around $2,000 each. This is for a game between Mexico and South Africa.
All right, so that's Sky Sports' Kavi Soliko with all the updates. Well, let's finish up with some World Cup friendlies. And France beat Northern Ireland by 3-0. Michael Olise with that hat-trick. Spain beat Peru early this morning by 3-1. Later today, Saudi Arabia up against Senegal at 11 p.m. and DR Congo will take on Chile at 4 p.m. In the camp of Netherlands, Jurien Timber has been ruled out of the Netherlands' World Cup campaign with a groin injury and replaced by Licharo Grutshuda. But for refereeing staff, Omar Atan, who was set to be the first Somali to referee at the World Cup finals, has been dropped from the list of officials after he was denied entry to the United States. No reason for Atan's repatriation has been issued by the U.S. immigration authorities, but Somalia is one of the several countries on a travel ban listed or introduced by President Donald Trump's administration. Well, that's the very latest in the world of sports. For more, you can head to citisportsonline.com and also on X at Citi Sports JJ. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Polytangana and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I'm Gabi, your friend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye bye.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise because we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, let's go, hey mama. Let's go, we improve your life.
Charlie, the contract is here. But my pocket, flat like a football with no air.
Don't stress. That is why DCI Microfinance is here for you.
DCI? What magic can they do?
No magic, just real solutions. With your contract and LPO financing, you can deliver on time. And when you're waiting on payment, their invoice and certificate discounting puts cash in your hands quickly. Their loans are fast, simple, and reliable.
So no more borrowing for my father-in-law? Now, that's a blessing.
Exactly. Call them now on 0577 66 9346. DCI Microfinance, miles beyond the extra.
Is your home and office protected against crime? Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar-proofing, provides fixed and sliding burglar-proof solutions for homes, shops, and offices. Trelidor has given Ghanaians peace of mind for over 20 years with the highest international standards backed by a 5-year warranty on materials and workmanship. Choose Trelidor. Call 0561 24 24 24 or simply Google Trelidor for more information. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar-proofing.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
The Money Matters segment is brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome to the Money Matters segment with Petra. Sometimes we underestimate the power of a simple suggestion. Can we review our pension as a company? That one question could protect not just your future, but the future of your colleagues too. Speak up, it matters. The free pension health check helps you evaluate the health of your pension. Recommend it to your employer and book a session by visiting our website today at www.petraonline.com. Petra, achieve more.
The Money Matters segment was brought to you by Petra. Petra, achieve more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Why, baby? Hey, my Mr. Enra, my boyfriend, I could see about *959# when you phone so. Now really,
Anita, I don't doggy parko.
Oh, one swa. I could see a answer number one. I am wondering now. And then there was so yummy show, Papa B. Mamma did toss some short, sexy dress, no. Now Mrs. Samiti, now me yummy nails, no. So come on. Oh, no. Me fa uba, make a do some small 1-2 rounds. Me and some dream ho. Now we cheer. Hey, Nana so he for order. So Chinese and the wine, Papa B. And they mean this check no.
Hey, Anita.
Na sa ni mia when you hear TV bi no. Also say sound. No to prepared. Na me chilly asimu. I no go fit sweat like that. See fine girl.
Hey, Anita.
Jesus.
Baby, I will do no jinawa. Mr. Remember, dial *959#. Oh, iPhone na back to my no one can say sika so ati.
Sister, next time cut call the what? Dial *959# and I call 590mobile.com.gh. Not to be 590 mobile. Head down some.
It's the season of goals, the tense moments, the thrilling moments, the unforgettable winning moments. And now your winning moment could be next. Buy a Samsung Galaxy device from now till July 3rd from any authorized dealer and stand a chance to win Samsung TVs every week. From Galaxy phones, tablets and watches to refrigerators, microwaves, and even an 85-inch Samsung TV to upgrade your matchday experience at home. Visit samsung.txtghana.com after purchase and enter your details to enter the weekly draw, and you could be one of our lucky winners. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
Protect yourself from germs and bacteria with confidence. Cleanse hand soap effectively kills 99.9% of germs with every use. Perfect for all your hand washing moments throughout the day. Available in a variety of variants and delightful flavors. Choose Cleanse for yourself, your family, and friends. Make Cleanse your daily essential. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Madam, give me fufu and rice soup, please. Do you have beef?
Yes, please.
Give me. Do you have salmon?
Yes.
Give me. Do you have tilapia?
We have.
When your money starts to work for you, there will be signs. Invest with EDC today.
How many?
Just keep going until I say stop.
Find out about EDC's investment products and start today. Financial independence is possible with EDC. For further assistance, call 0326 34165.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Those days, yeah. Remember the songs used to make you rock away. Those were the days when love used to reign. Hey. We danced all night to the songs they played. We can come again, do it just the same. Hey. Now I feel it tonight. Such a golden time at the party. Now there's hardly any safe place left to go. Someone's bound to come and try to spoil the show. Remember the songs used to make you rock away. Those were the days when love used to reign.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
We do it just the same. Hey, hey, John Old Johnson, Ellis, Roy Wilson, Dennis Brown. Hey, hey, Big U, Josie Wells, Dada Roy would wake the town. Yeah, and you had to hold your woman real close when Smokey starts to sing. Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Spinners all the way. Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle used to make me drift away. Play Stevie Play, Sam Cooke any day. Hey, we dance all night to the songs they play. We can come again, do it just the same. Hey, right now we need a brand new start. People everywhere need more music from the heart. And if there remains such a place that I can go, will someone tell me, I'd love to know. Remember the songs used to make you rock away.
Rock away with Barry Hammond 738. Happy birthday to Rashid Abubakar of the Ghana Prison Service. May all your heart's desires be fulfilled, and may God's grace and favor continue to find you in all you do. Help me wish and thank God for adding a year to my age. I also wish Mrs. Florence Doe, head teacher of Ashaiman Bethel, EME Zion School, a blessed birthday from Joyce Apia, Washington Zenu. And to my boss, Frank Etonam Chiagbe, Hospital Administrator in Home Medical Center. Thank you for your leadership, guidance, and dedication, and the positive impact you make on all of us. May God richly bless you with good health, wisdom, and many more successful years ahead. From Adams Adamte Nyaho Medical Center. A few more requests coming through.
Yes, they say 60 is the new 40, but 65, that's vintage, aged to perfection. Today, we are counting stories, love, service to God and man. Your teachings from your days at Presec, Laboni, KNUST, Calvary Road to Living Streams have touched and transformed lives across the nation and beyond. On this special day, we, your family, and Living Streams International salute and honor you. We couldn't have asked for a better shepherd than you, Papa. Happy 65th birthday to Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwe, with love from all your LSI family home and abroad. So to Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwe, who turns 65, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Uncle Charles Prosper Afeva. He is 80 years old, and we are happy he's healthy, strong, and kicking more and more years ahead of him. From Paul Senaja. Okay, so happy birthday also going out to Leonard Kwejo Asante of Kolebu Teaching Hospital Insurance Secretariat, popularly known as Mr. Black, wishing him the very best of the year ahead. This is from Benedict Jima and HIA Koforidia.
All right.
And this one says, this is Mr. Akondo. Hope you're doing great. Please, I want to send a birthday message to my daughter, Susan Selani Akondo of UPSA Law School. Happy birthday, dear. Enjoy God's grace, favor, guidance, abundant blessings, and protection always. May the Lord guide your life to greatness. Amen.
Happy birthday to Reverend Mama Makwe, also coming in from Pastor Sefa Samate. Reverend Makwe is a great man, former president of the Presec Old Boys, founder of Living Streams Ministries, a fantastic man of God, coming from all of us, myself, Samens, and the team. And happy birthday to Sydney Ashong, formerly of Citi FM. Have a blessed day. GCB Bank is making business simpler, faster, and smarter with digital solutions designed for every business. Run payroll, make vendor payments, and approve transactions on the go with GCB Online Banking. Pay bills, school fees, and buy forms instantly with GCB Pay. For importers and exporters, corporates, GCB ePay makes customs duty and international payments, institutional payments safe and secure. Businesses can also accept payments seamlessly through GCB POS and GHQR code. Call 0308-047-988. That's 0308-047-998. GCB, your bank for life. So if you're stuck in traffic and craving a real break, let me introduce you Biposu Wellness Resort. It's just 49 minutes from Kotoka, 1,700 feet in the beautiful Ibri Mountains. A resort that offers a perfect escape. Enjoy an infinity pool with breathtaking views, an infrared sauna, a jacuzzi, quad biking, adventures, and more. They recently launched the Weekend Reset Package, which includes 2 nights and massage, all meals and activities, all from the same price. Contact us via Instagram at Biposu Wellness Resort or WhatsApp 020-055-7699. Just mention the Citi Breakfast Show and they'll take great care of you. Planning for the future begins with the decisions you make today. Save and invest with EDC to build wealth and retire comfortably. One clear sign of financial growth is when your money starts working for you through steady returns and long-term wealth creation. With EDC, you get a professional fund management, flexible investment options, potential for higher returns, and financial security for retirement and future goals. Sign up for EDC today. Call 0302-610-400 or WhatsApp 0509-269 or 268-414. And if you didn't sleep well, chances are that the mattress could be part of the problem. Many cheap mattresses are made from low quality materials. Can lead to discomfort, poor sleep, unnecessary replacement cost. So choose quality, choose comfort, choose latex foam. For almost 60 years, we've been Ghana's trusted mattress brand, providing certified quality and unmatched comfort for homes across the country. Call 0302-231-155 or go to latexfoamghana.com. Latex Foam, your partner for life. And Sapient and Vision, a proud subsidiary of Innovair, invites board, risk committee members, EXCO CEOs, managers, and risk professionals to the 9th edition of Risk Summit Africa. It's on the theme Global Risks, Local Impacts, Building Strong Systems and Institutions for a Resilient Future. This is between 29th and 30th July, Crown Forest Hotel near Winneba, 8 a.m. each day. This is an exclusive off-site experience with high-level conversations, powerful networking, and curated moments to unwind and recharge. Delegates package includes 16,000 full accommodation, all-inclusive summit experience, and 11,000 CD summit participation only. Register at risksummitafrica.com or call 0502-437-609. Step away, think deeper, lead stronger.
And everyone is a winner in the Ongalicious Abingwaha promo. Over 4 million Ghana cedis worth of cash and prizes up to be won. Just look out for the special Ongalicious promo pack. Submit 20 Onga powder promo sachets and 20 Onga shrimp tablet promo wrappers at any Onga redemption center near you and receive your scratch card. Scratch to reveal your unique code. Send to star 713 star 27 hash and win instantly. Cash prizes up to 200,000 Ghana cedis. Deep freezers, smart TVs, kitchen appliances, and more. Promo runs to the 15th of July. So do not wait. Hurry, terms and conditions apply. Henley and Partners, global leader in residence and citizenship planning. They are helping investors and families secure alternative residence or citizenship through leading programs worldwide. They advise on the best program for you and your family. And for many Ghanaians, the key drivers is global mobility, whether for investment, diversification, business expansion, or access to world-class education and healthcare. And popular options for many Ghanaians include Caribbean citizenship programs like Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, as well as residence by investment programs in Greece, Portugal, Malta, UAE, UK, Canada, and the US. Call us now, 0206042101. Email ghana@henleyglobal.com. Galleria, the Galleria at Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel is where we are. Come by for free consultation. henleyglobal.com is where to visit to find out more. Dela University College invites students, workers, and the general public seeking world-class education, market-driven professional qualification, or those who want to top up their diplomas for bachelor's either in BSc Nursing, BSc Midwifery, all the way to cybersecurity. We have a host of courses we are running. Find out more at delexusuniversity.edu.gh. We are located at Tema Community 25 Peace B. Admission is underway. 0577 73 4549. WhatsApp this number now for more details. And life has a funny way of showing up uninvited. 1 minute everything is fine, no drama, then the next minute reality hits differently. Hospital bills, emergencies, expenses all showing up. That's why IO annual cover got you covered with just a yearly premium of 159 Ghana cedis or 264 Ghana cedis or 396 Ghana cedis for yourself and each member. You get more than 16,000 Ghana cedis to support funeral expenses and more than 300 Ghana cedis daily hospital cash benefit per night. And yes, you can even add up to 6 family members from 1 to 69 years to your policy. Signing up is quick and simple. Log into your Momo app, go to the financial services, select insure, tap on IO and follow the prompts. You're good. Dial *928*101#, select annual cover and sign in seconds. WhatsApp 0596 918 235. Follow us online, IO Ghana, IO because you care.
All right, so I'm going to read a couple of things. Let me see, we're going to Kakra, Francisca, and to Caleb Kudah. So there's a message a gentleman called Sydney Kwame in Sydney sent to me. I guess Sydney is in the, Australia. I just want to read it and we'll take some comments on this. We've also received highlights of the report into the collapsed building in Medina Adenta. So as you would know, in March, a building collapsed after rains. Another building collapsed. In fact, in March, the building that collapsed was at Newtown. And then this building collapsed a few weeks ago. And now we have this building collapse. Now, dear Bernard, I hope you find time to read this message. Over the years, we've seen our municipal assemblies respond to issues only after problems arise, rather than taking proactive measures to prevent them. Unfortunately, when it comes to demolition exercises, the same authorities are quick to appear before cameras, creating the impression that they are working diligently, when in reality, many of these issues could have been addressed much earlier. I recently watched a video of a building being demolished in Osu. The first time I saw that building was in 2023. And even then, it appeared to be a serious safety concern. I was therefore surprised that the authorities did not take action until now, after several building collapses have occurred. It is disappointing to see officials who have had years to address such risks suddenly become active only when public attention is focused on the issue. Secondly, the manner in which the building was demolished raises serious concerns. Apart from the presence of the police and the fire service, there appear to be very few safety measures in place. For demolition of that nature, I believe the following precautions should have been considered. Residents, workers, and pedestrians within the surrounding areas should have been evacuated to safe distance before the exercise began. A larger bulldozer, or where appropriate and professionally managed, controlled explosives could have been used to bring the structure down more efficiently than relying on excavator in a way that appeared to expose the operator to unnecessary risk. Water tankers should have been stationed on site to continuously spray water and suppress dust from the debris, reducing the risk of airborne particles affecting nearby residents and businesses. I can confidently predict that the debris from the demolition or from the demolished building will be left at the site for another year until it starts to pose a threat to the public. Public safety should always be the highest priority during such operations. Beyond simply bringing down a structure, authorities must ensure that proper planning, risk assessment, and safety protocols are implemented to protect both workers and the public. This is Kwame Sydney. All right, I'll take some comments on this, but I feel like we can join this to the Key findings of the Medina Adenta new site building collapse.
Yeah. First point is that construction without statutory approvals, no approved architectural or structural drawings were made, and then no building permit or required technical documentation was established. There was disregard for stop work orders. Developers ignored official directives from the Municipal Assembly to halt construction. Point number 3, unauthorized additional floor. An extra floor was being added to the building without approval, and the structure was not designed to support the added load. Now, occupants present during the construction, parts of the building were occupied while construction work was ongoing. You know that thing that many people will be down there and the construction will be ongoing and all. Point number 5 is that there were major structural defects. For example, discontinuous load-bearing columns, inadequate structural support systems, poor quality concrete, and improperly detailed reinforcement steel. Point 6 is progressive. We call pancake collapse. Failure of key structural elements triggered the sequential collapse of multiple floors.
And then number 7, lab test underway. Concrete and steel samples have been collected to assess compliance with engineering standards. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think there are 3 issues here. There's Kwame from Sydney is saying that there are many buildings that should have gone down. We wait for a high-profile building to collapse, and then we say we are demolishing 16. That's number 1. Number 2, the one that we are demolishing, we have not even followed the right protocol. So he says that there's a certain lack of adherence to public safety. For example, moving people away from the immediate precincts of the building, using the appropriate equipment to bring down the house, using explosives when necessary. So quite a lot of complaints from Kwame about the decision to demolish, the fact that there are many, apparently the Ministry of Interior said there are 16 buildings. They've just demolished 1. So when did they know? Why are they waiting for an opportune time? What are they afraid of? And then why did they demolish without all the necessary safety precautions? Now, I'm not an expert there, but he's saying that there are things they ought to have done. Then we are told in this Adenta building collapse that the assembly appeared helpless, in a sense that the assembly said stop work, they didn't stop. The assembly didn't authorize an extra floor, they went to build an extra floor. So I'll come to the efficacy of the assemblies as the second leg, but I want your views quickly on Kwame's points about the lip service of demolition and also his insistence that there ought to be a higher standard of practice. Kwame, he didn't tell us whether you are built environment specialist, so please let us know your profession. But he's saying that he didn't think that the way they went about it was right. I didn't watch.
I think Kwame is raising all the common sense arguments or the common sense points about the kind of governance that we have. We've said it here time and again that and I've asked the questions, what were MMDCs doing all year, knowing very well that in this month there was going to be rains. Okay, if we're now demolishing buildings that are supposedly in waterways, what were we doing all this while? How did we grant permits to these buildings? How did we fail to inspect as the buildings progress? Some of these buildings have gone however many floors. Somebody was watching. And so it gets to the point where there are only 2 things involved. It's either a case of negligence or collusion on the part of city authorities. And the conversation for me has been very difficult. Yesterday I was trying to push Sky to pursue a suit against the state. But when Bernard, let me do 2 analogies here. Whenever there's a problem, we always find a way of not solving the problem with some weird solution. Uncle Sam says we always fail to solve the problem. When we discussed the transportation crisis, we spoke to David Ofosudote, who said it was not a bus issue, okay? It was a governance issue. But what's the solution? Go and import more buses. So now we come to improper planning and the flats that follow, and the solution is demolition. Demolition cannot be the solution. Demolition costs money. Demolition cannot be now the means for us to pretend we are planning our cities. We fail to do that. we have to go back to the drawing board and execute those plans that are sitting nicely in government offices. Demolition will not solve the flooding problem in the long term. And that's what authorities, from MMDCs to regional ministers to local government ministers, all of them have failed to talk about. The solution is not merely demolition. And demolition costs us money. And it becomes the option because some people fail to do their job.
So it's like a knee-jerk.
It's a knee-jerk reaction to that. And I can't help but agree with Kwame noticing that the governors of this state are more interested in their performative theatrical governance, quick to go to the cameras to tell them, oh, we are working, or we are not being allowed to work. They never bring us any real solution. They never tell us, this is my plan for this city. This is how I'm going to go about it. I'm going to collaborate with XYZ state agencies to ensure that this gutter is going to flood, is not going to flood, to ensure that XYZ areas have gutters, to ensure that people throw away their refuse properly. We have sanitation bylaws. When was the last time somebody was fined or sanctioned in any way,
by the way,
for throwing rubbish in the
mayor of
gutter?
Kakra says that if you report anybody doing a sanitation offense, there's a 200 cedi reward. I think he said that yesterday as part of renewed efforts. And without holding brief, I sense a bit of frustration from the assemblies. If you read the report that Caliph summarized from the Adenta building collapse, there's clearly the person who put up the building violated the law, and yet the assembly only did the minimum they ought to. So they wrote, remove, stop work, and then.
But that's what they've always been doing.
Then they also said that they found out that the guy actually added another extra floor without approval. So the guy did a lot of things, but the assembly can say, I asked them to stop, they didn't stop. Whether the assembly then enforced the stoppage or whether the assembly has to enforce it through a court. So what I'm sensing is that assemblies do on the surface the least. Either because
I think frame it as assemblies choose to do.
I'm opening it up because I don't have all the answers. What I'm trying to suggest that maybe
assemblies are powerful. Assemblies are powerful.
Can they stop a building without a court order? So let's assume you give somebody a permit, and then the person starts building, and in the course of building, realize that he's not building to the agreed plan. He was supposed to do 3 floors, he did 4, which is in the case what happened in Adenta. And then you write stop work, and then he decides not to stop. Do you take a task force to stop him? Do you go to court to say you should stop it? That's what I want to clarify. Is the assembly because don't forget that in rule of law, you have the executive that executes the law, but the judiciary is sort of the one from which we derive the power. So if the assembly says stop, and the guy says, well, my understanding of the permit is that I should continue, can the assemblies take soldiers and go and stop him, or should they go to court and stop him? And did they try to do that?
You see, the assemblies are the decentralized government. They have all other state institutions. They have the EPA. They work with the police.
Yes,
okay, they have DISEX. They work with the police. They've got all these other state agencies represented on the assemblies. Let's not forget that the whole idea of the devolution was to bring the governance to your doorstep. And so they have to have all these elements that they are required to ensure that the cities are run properly. You see, why I reject your point is that
you mean Kabudu rejectamenta?
is that they if they are empowered in certain ways, if they want to talk about money, etc., then that's a different conversation. But what doesn't make sense is why the assemblies, but their monies have been disbursed.
Let's go through again so you take it up. Key findings of the Medina Adenta new site collapse.
Oh, I thought we were responding to Kwame.
No, I've added it too. Added that. Construction without statutory approval. No approval
approved architectural or structural drawings.
No building permit or required technical documentation. Now, what I want to ask is, if an assembly notices somebody is building without this, what do they do? All right. Then they also said disregard for stop work orders. So clearly they went to write stop work because you don't have approval. The developer
But do you know that, let me just insert this, do you know that some people write the stop work themselves?
So I've been told.
Because then the assembly doesn't come after them. It means that they have monitored the assemblies to know that after they write the stop work, they move on.
In the specific case you refer to, yes. But according to this particular report, the developers ignored official directives from the municipal assembly to halt construction. All right. Then they saw there was also an unauthorized additional floor. Extra floor was being added to the building without approval. Structure was not designed to support the added. And then there were other things like occupants present. So it's a local government failure. So which is what the question is, Sky, right? We've complained about local government for a long time. The particular case we have here, somebody's put up a 4-story building without approval of the structural drawings or architecture. He had no accord. He ignored official directive from the municipal assembly to halt construction. Can we hold the assembly liable for not going further to physically stop the person from putting up the building? Or what method could they have used? And the point is that we don't know. The report doesn't tell us whether the assembly went to court to try and stop the person, or the assembly physically tried to stop the person. But what we've seen is that the person actually continued the building. And while the person continued the building, there were occupants who were living in the building while it was continuing, which is another problem. And then they now noticed that there were structural defects and the building collapses. So if we are to blame people, obviously the developer is to be blamed. But does the assembly absolve itself by writing stop work?
No, I think it doesn't stop there. If you look at the Land Use and Special Planning Act, there's power granted the assemblies in appropriate cases to intervene and stop, and where necessary, bring down structures that are clearly unauthorized. But you invoke that authority where there is obviously a reliance on the lack of permit, the lack of if you like compliance with the planning regime. So if indeed in this particular case, for instance, it was the case that there was no permit, the guy was doing his own thing, and what he was doing clearly was at a departure from what the ordinary plan for the area would have been, the assembly did have the authority to move in there.
And would they have had the authority to go directly, or would they have used a court order?
Depending on the circumstances. If, for instance, he was acting without recourse to the planning regime, he didn't have the permit, and he was doing his own thing, and it was clearly an unauthorized structure, the assembly has the authority.
So they could have gone there physically to stop the person.
Exactly.
Okay. We'll pause there. I want to really link the two issues, because the first one is about waiting till disaster strikes before we decide to go and demolish buildings. And even in the demolition, we are being told that the way they went about it was not the best. Then we've had a report on a building that collapsed, and the report is suggesting that the developer violated the law, but does not really blame the assembly. Although from what we are reading, the assembly sort of derelicted its duties. We'll come back to this. It's 8:02.
Bernard, in the meantime, we're told there is some serious gridlock on the motorway.
Which part?
Since 6 a.m. This is towards the Tema interchange to Underbridge, where we understand.
For those going or those coming?
I think for those coming
to Accra.
Those coming to Accra, yes.
There's a massive gridlock on Tema motorway just before the flyover. Yes. Massive accident. A dump truck is involved in a head-on collision with a tanker that ignited into fire.
Yeah, this happened overnight, early morning.
And it's still causing traffic.
Yes.
A dump truck and wow.
They collided.
Is the police there?
Well, as of the time that I saw this around 3 a.m. thereabout. I was like, from the information, firefighters were at the scene trying to contain the situation.
But because of the road construction, it's easier for traffic to be diverted to another lane. So if the police are there, I think they should find a way. In the past there was a deep gully between the two ends, but now because of the work, there's a way in which they can redirect the traffic. So we want to urge the authorities to go and support them.
And what I don't understand is how a collision could happen, because if they were operating on opposite ends, unless there's a convergence of traffic on one track.
Sky, yesterday or Sunday, I saw a truck that veered off the Accra bound side to from the Tema bound side to the Accra side. What happened? The water on the road, I think the tanker driver lost control, and the tanker veered left straight into the median and actually appeared about 1/5 into the oncoming lane. Which is why a lot of times when they do highways, they have a separation buffer. When a vehicle has that level of momentum, once you lose a little bit of control, it can veer off. So we are not going to second guess what happened. But I want to just say that, look, it's better to be alive than to get to work early. So you live to fight another day. So if it's not working, just take a tractor and go back home, go and buy a cocoa and drink and put on the TV.
I'm wondering what they mean by a dump truck.
Oh, the vehicles that take the refuse from Accra to... In fact, yesterday, Caleb went to a program and they were saying that the landfill sites in Accra are almost finished. You know, people take bola from all of these parts to some place beyond Tema. So it's actually something we'll talk about as well. So the dump truck probably collided with the vehicle. So what I'm saying is that if you're in traffic, there's no need to be in a rush. If it's not working, tell your boss to listen to Citi FM. The Citi Post, you should go home. There's an Ausa Cocoa seller near your area. Just buy it with Kose. Put on channel 1 television. If you have a computer, put it on and work. The company will not collapse. Charlie, just take it easy because there's a fuel tanker involved. There's a fuel tanker involved. So don't do... If you live in Ashaman, you already have problems. Chile, water, no day. Just take Uber, go house quietly. Put on the TV. In fact, you see Larry Dogbe and Co talking
with his head.
Just take it easy. Don't kill yourself. I beg you. If your boss asks you, tell the City people say, Charlie.
Love you. If you only day.
Today, no work. But when the salary matter comes, I won't be there. And the coffee is here. We take a show me that.
It's brought to us by Telecel.
Good morning, Bernard. Good morning, Caleb. Good morning, Francisca and Richard Dela as well.
Yeah, my brother.
Yes, so I'm going to start off with some news I brought you yesterday of the ministerial awards that were organized over the weekend and the fallout from those ministerial awards. First of all, we heard from the Greater Accra Regional Minister who won the Best Regional Minister, Linda Oklu. She says she deserved the award, and that's looking at what she's done over the period since she was appointed. She definitely was worthy of that award. So she was defending herself. Then later in the day, we had a directive from the presidency asking ministers or officials of government to stop accepting or attending awards that you can't exactly tell the metrics that they're using for the awardees. So that came out as well. And then Eyewitness
Can
News.
I just say that we don't even need to go into metrics, okay? We are sitting here
just the optics
grappling over problems, okay? And the people who have been elected and paid with tax money are having a party and clapping for themselves in this country.
In the second year of the government.
In the second year of the government, where places are flooded like never before. The last time that happened was in the 1996 that Uncle Sam spoke about. Okay, people are queuing, standing long hours for transport, and you are clapping for yourselves and collecting awards and dancing and saying that you are the best. Where in the world is Ghana the best?
The letter is on point.
Yes.
No, I think it's on point coming from the presidency. But I think that this is embarrassing.
Can I have that song?
Yes.
It's embarrassing.
Charlie, if you drop, give me later.
To superintend over this and then do a party and clap for yourselves and say you are the best. It's embarrassing.
Some way.
Disingenuous.
Yes, very embarrassing.
And the global get your chijiva jani back being. Yamara come make a fuguri.
He quoted from Chinua Achebe. He said, when the lizard falls from the tree and lands, if nobody will commend him, he himself will commend himself by doing
No. Then I'm not saying
You know,
but that's what is happening.
You know Adoglu.
The lizard.
Yeah, Adoglu.
But that's what is happening.
No, I love you, Defo.
The lizard is a nice name, Adoglu. How do you call it in fancy?
Kittle.
Yeah.
Kittle under pressure.
Also,
me know why the kittle under pressure. Kittle under pressure.
Okay, later in the day on Eyewitness News, we heard from the organizers of the event, the CEO of Big Events, Prince McKay, who denied allegations from Professor White, who said that he had been told to either pay a 50,000 sponsorship package or purchase a table for 8 at 25,000 while he wins the CEO of the year, because he's the SIGA CEO. But Professor White also said that those allegations are true. He defended those allegations, says he has a letter to that effect, and that yes, he couldn't assess how, the metrics they were using for awarding people at that event. So he said he wouldn't pay for such a package, and there was a whole verbal.
It was a long interview, Sanda with him and Prince,
debate between
the whole thing. For me, I think Professor White's article summarizes the whole thing. What he wrote, I think, a couple of days ago. We've said this on this program before, that look, this desire for recognition is it's not,
and the time, and it's so insensitive at this time.
And you know, the thing is that in Ghana, this is the thing I need to say though, we have a lot of people who do patronage. So for example, my producers, no, I'm not saying that's what they do. So like, I'm the leader of the team. Say, Aloski, Charlie, so I what come, Charlie, you did for me. Should I do? But Aloski, but the whole Ghana who's like you. Say, oh really? But you, Charlie, you go win them. So you see, the people around you form this thing and they tell you that you deserve it. Okay, you say, they are recognizing your work. Because of my need for recognition, the guys will then arrange, and then me too, because I am not confident in myself, or maybe I'm not really, whatever reason, I'll say, I'll do it. So there's also that. People need to tell truth, to say, Charlie, bro, this is not the time for this. This thing you want to do now, are you serious? No. But people will not tell you.
Bernard, even when they tell, some don't listen.
But the political
some don't listen. I'm telling you, some don't listen.
Me, when you tell me,
they will even insist publish that thing.
Me, my people, when they tell me, I listen.
The interesting point from that interview was Professor White saying he didn't think he deserved the award.
Of course.
And then Prince McKay saying that they apologized for thinking he deserved it. Yeah, so that was a whole thing.
But for this to have happened, Sky, where in the world would this happen? I understand that but why in the world would any Tom, Dick, and Harry get up and award ministers?
In Africa, they happen. In Africa,
Patronage.
So don't collect it and even do potato.
So let's move on to a very troubling video who was trending yesterday of an apparent teacher from Ninehin Catholic Senior High School in the Echima and Punya district of the Ashanti region, beating up a student or fighting with a student, which it's
qualified female student.
Yeah, a female student. And it was a terrible assault. You'd think that an adult in that situation, no matter what the student may have done, would de-escalate the situation and act like an adult in that instance. But you could see in the video he was beating the student,
punching her in the face,
slamming her on the ground multiple times. Yeah, multiple times. And when some of the other students were telling him she's a girl, he was saying that does she know she's a girl? Yes, that's what he said. He said.
Do you know when the footage was taken?
No, we've not been told when the footage was taken.
We need to verify and then also find out whether it's been reported to the police.
Yeah, I've scoured the social media handles of the Ghana Education Service, the Education Ministry, and the police, but I'm not seeing any notice yet. So if they've not seen it yet, then we are bringing it to their notice.
Yes, I think let's draw the attention of the police to this. But if you watch the video, Bernard, you can tell that, and these are inferences that you can make from this. Whoever was recording was even recording clandestinely from the way the video was shot.
They didn't want to be seen.
It tells you the tyranny with this person, because they were even hiding. It appeared they were hiding to record, and you could tell that the fright by the other female students, even in telling the guy to stop or to, at some point to stop.
Well, we thank God for cameras. So now I think Minister of Education must
I'm not done.
Sorry.
And what is worse is the comments and the captions that these bloggers are using online. Teacher beats female students, woto. Those kind of things.
Charlie.
You see, like it or not, and a lot of us will not be comfortable with this, but this is a gendered matter. And how reports this? I remember doing a documentary a report about how we report abuses against women. I covered a story where a colleague in another station, a non-English station, described rape as a joke, that the rapist pounced on the person and said, here is soft, here is soft. This is in Akan, in Tree language. Here is soft, here is soft. This is where I go. This was on radio. Okay, and this was like over a decade ago. And if it's 2026 and this dastardly act is happening, and you are reporting about it as if it's fun, then I don't think you appreciate the work of journalism and the ethics associated.
I hope it wasn't a journalist who wrote that, though. That would thing.
But we continue to have a problem with bloggers and online whatever who keep putting this kind of misinformation, this kind of unethical content out there.
Well, the teacher, the update we are getting from GES is that he has been arrested, and a full report has been submitted to the head office of GES. So we will keep an eye on that.
And this is Nyenehin.
And may I say, maybe my final comment on this, that the comment by the teacher that she is a girl and that she knew that is a misogynistic comment. Okay, I appeal to our men, and I'll use our men, Ghanaian men, that the essence of your strength, your physical strength, is not to physically assault us, but it's to protect women and females generally.
Really
That's
unfortunate.
my appeal.
Really unfortunate. So that was from Nyenehin.
Yes, and as Caleb said, we've got the update from the PR of the Ghana Education Service, Daniel Fenye, that he has been arrested. So follow up on that. Now to the World Cup, which starts very soon on the 11th. A Somali referee, Omar Atan, who was judged as CAF's best referee in 2025. He has been denied entry into the United States, so he was set to become the first Somali to referee at the World Cup. He faced visa issues initially entering the United States because Somalia is one of the countries on the US's visa ban list. But he was then given diplomatic passports to aid his entry into the US, but he was blocked and banned from entering the country, and he's now in Turkey after being banned from entering the country through the Miami International Airport. So unfortunate for Somalia and this referee that he's not going to referee at the World Cup. Now let's move on to tech news, and we've heard from the British Prime Minister that social media platforms like Google and Apple are being directed to install a software on the devices of underage users to ensure that explicit images are blocked from their phones. So they are being given until, I believe it's September, to ensure that happens. Otherwise, they will face legal action. So more ways
this is the UK.
Other countries, other countries are deploying to protect their youth who obviously are exposed to a lot of things on social media.
Why don't you just give an age restriction for even accessing the platform?
Well, I mean, as I understand it, that's one of the options that the authorities in the UK are looking at. Previously, the government was pretty hesitant about going the Australian way, but recent conversations appear to tilt towards intervening in a way that enforces the Australian approach. But you notice the option that the government is using, as opposed to demanding that put your ID card in there, let's see who is watching what and when he is watching it, and collecting that data and using it for whatever you want to use it for. They are saying that self-censorship imposed on the companies that are responsible for the space, the ecosystem. That is one way. Where they fail, there will be other options, including requiring a law passed by the House of Commons to deal with it. So we need to be learning from these examples, as opposed to our approach of wanting to, breach privacy.
As you rightly said, best practice, you can tell that a lot of countries are grappling with the same problem.
Exactly.
So you can even pick different examples, analyze the pros and cons,
and tweak
and
it,
then frame something that suits your own. So I think it's back to something Kakra said. We shouldn't be. We do a lot of knee-jerk. You gave an example of something earlier. Something. It's like for everything we want to rush and do something quickly and go and sleep.
Sure work.
But for every big problem, you need to take your time and think through it and have a long. Because anything you do giddy giddy, it will not last. Which I think you gave an example earlier. I forget what example it was. But
the health ministry.
No, she gave other examples. But it cuts across everything. Whether demolishing a building, coming up with a poorly thought through law. You get it. We are quick to do so that we can move on to the next. Meanwhile, the thing needs to engage your mind for you to deal with it long term. So please, we beg our authorities, let's take our time and think through problems.
There's impression management over substantive governance.
Yes, please.
That's all for tech and social media.
We are are young entrepreneurs. We're vibrant and we make the trends. When we run sales promos, it literally sells out because we know what's hot and what's not. So when it comes to business, let's show you how we clock it with Telecel Boss Plan.
Telecel Boss Plan is here for young entrepreneurs, CEOs, and bosses like you. Whether you're building your hustle or running the whole show, Telecel Boss Plan gives you everything you need to stay on top. Digital marketing tool for your SMS campaigns, data for days, and all the vibes to keep your business tight. Simply dial *5959# or *700# to choose your Telecel Boss Plan package and grow your business like a boss.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Running a business today, Charlie, you know easy.
And that is why you need the right partner. When I'm making payments, Absa sorting me cash flow. Send me here fast and flexible loan crampoa. No wahala. Absa Business Banking is always there for me. Whether you are a large business or an SME, Absa has you covered.
At Absa, we get it and we understand every kind of business need. Visit an Absa Bank branch today for your business banking solutions. Your story matters. Absa.
With the recent increase in electricity tariffs and fuel prices, power, although unreliable, has become expensive, and owning a noisy generator becomes a headache rather than luxury. For an affordable and durable electricity solution, you need to go solar with Translight. Feel the independence, experience the comfort, and be productive. Translight Solar. Wherever there is sunlight, there is Translight. Think solar. Think Translight. Locate us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, in between ARS and the American House at the White House bus stop. Visit our website at translightsolar.com. Call us on 0504-249-229 or 0206-542-454 or reach us through email info@translightsolar.com.
Looking for a location that gives your business a competitive edge? Dawa Industrial Zone offers world-class facilities, direct access to major trade hubs, and a thriving business ecosystem. Whether you are setting up in the manufacturing, logistics, or services, our ready-to-use industrial spaces and supportive policies make expansion easy. Visit www.diz-ghana.com or call 055-20-40,000. Dawa Industrial Zone, where businesses thrive.
You can't deny it when you taste it. The rich, creamy goodness of Ghanaian coffee. One sip and you feel it. It's Ghanaian coffee. Taste it and you love it. It's a natural feeling. One sip and you feel it. It's Ghanaian coffee.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy cowbell coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
The world is changing fast, and the leaders who thrive will shape what comes next. What matters now is the ability to think clearly, act with purpose, and lead in complexity. For more than 20 years, Ashesi University has shaped leaders who do exactly that, combining character with rigorous real-world problem-solving. Our MBA and Master's programs in Intelligent Computing Systems and Mechatronic Engineering are designed for professionals who want their work to matter and their leadership to last. Remember, graduate and undergraduate admissions are ongoing. Visit ashesi.edu.gh to learn more.
It's Betway's 10-year birthday celebration, and we've decided it's your 10. Even if you're an old friend who hasn't visited Betway in a while, log in and have a look in your account. We may have left a birthday gift there for you, because when it's time to celebrate, we're inviting everyone. Here's to the next decade. It's your 10, only at Betway. Terms and conditions apply. Bet responsibly. Not for persons under 18. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway. Get way more.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Yo, and the Wuhieni. Better things ahead. Young Jane home. Yo, and the Wuhieni. Would they were down for quick, Joe Sugar the Pieni. Why show Ahoya the Pieni? We should be the crowd you feet go with the Will you vast and yet the Wuhieni? Pay you my yet, then collaborate the training. Will be Chancho, the possible JD. Forget you would degree, and yet the Wuhieni. Black Stars, and yet the Wuhieni. The Mokofa Corp and brand a down wish. Me what time for me work out 20, me get the confidence, and yet the Wuhieni. Politicians, I feel you changing my bra. Gonna see kind of woman and change. Parliamentals, and yet the Wuhieni. They be a Mokas and Sinina Gumasuki. A post for, and yet the Wuhieni, the Munja, we had the Mujana Mungo operation. If you are Kate, Namuchi DV, I come from Namugu Puchi. A teacher way, and yet the Wuhieni must strike me here. Musika and Moatanian, cocaine crowd will be into me and trace, and I wouldn't have moved to Mukojina DBH. Massa, and yet the Wuhieni, what about for crowd, and I get the Babuchi. But they say, hey, and yet the Wuhieni, after a day declared, Mama Yen Cage.
A good reminder from Sarko there. There's a time for everything and a season for every purpose. Time check 8:25. A few quick announcements.
Yes, life feels better when money isn't getting in the way. When it's easy to send money, pay bills, buy airtime, receive money from loved ones, and stay on top of everyday expenses, there is more time for the things that really matter. That's exactly what G Money is designed for. Simple, convenient, always within reach. G Money helps you do more with less stress. Dial *488#. Download the G Money app today. G Money, give yourself more. Now, people are winning big on 590 mobile just by dialing *959#. But it be like boys know they hear, so make I tell you that thing. I think we say NLA has increased the play time of your favorite 590 mobile from Monday to Saturday. Noon rush starts from 8:30 p.m. and closes at 1:25 p.m. the next day, while the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m. and closes at exactly 7:55 p.m. But note that Sunday Aseda remains the same. Catch all the 590 mobile evening live draws from Monday special to Sunday Aseda on GTV broadcast. Always remember to stake responsibly, not for persons below 18. Contact 0308-249-477 for inquiries. 590 mobile at Darwin. So Bernard, just quickly want to congratulate my friend Stephen Kwed Nyameche for the successful exhibition he held on his documentary and photo exhibition Scene, highlighting the work of farmers, fisherfolk, market women, traders who go to Burkina Faso through a photo exhibition and documentary. Was really beautiful, and I want to congratulate him and his team for pulling that off over the weekend.
Yeah, I think we need a lot more of that to tell the Ghanaian story, the African story, in the way we understand best. Kudos to him.
Time check 9:26. City Business Festival Honor Series continues at actually it's 8:26. Forgive me, not 9. 8:26. City Business Festival continues at 9 a.m. this morning, and we're looking at Made in Ghana, the reality check. We're speaking to Moses Atobra, who is a sector chair for cosmetics for AGI. So we're talking about the Made in Ghana conversation big time. On Thursday, we have a fantastic roundtable discussion on the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, unlocking Africa's single market, how Ghanaian businesses can win under AFTA. It's on the 11th of June, 11 a.m., featuring the likes of Mark Bedua Boaji of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Farid Arthur of the AFTA Secretariat, Gabriel Opoku-Asare of the 24-hour authority, and we have a rep from APSA in the Ministry of Trade. I'll be moderating that conversation at 11 a.m. on Channel 1 Television, brought to you by APSA Bank, with support from MTN, Petra Trust, and Zonda. Here are some comments. Good morning, Bernard and team. Is there an update on the building complex on the La Beach Road? So those that building has come up for a lot of conversation. A massive high-rise building next to the sea. We don't know if the structural integrity is all right. We don't know who owns it. Good morning, Bernard. That slim story building at School Junction, what's the update on it? I see it's still standing after all the years of noise. Amadi from Spintex. Hello, Bernard and Caleb. To prove me wrong, send reporters to go and measure the dimensions of iron rods in the market. They are not the right sizes and standard. Authority is aware, but nothing is done. 12 mm rod is a little above 10, but so citizens has 12. We have called and reported this to Standards Authority, but it seems nobody cares. Buildings will keep collapsing to agencies if agencies don't work. This is from Jay in Tema. Bernard, there's a Las Palmas Attachimota. That building needs to be checked. Good morning, Bernard and team. I believe these recurrent problems can also be attributed to the setup of our municipal assemblies. In other countries, the municipals and assemblies are highly skilled technical workforce with considerable budget and resources to execute well-defined decentralized policies. Local government structure in Ghana is terrible.
Bernard, I wanted to pick on this particular point about the resourcing and skilled technical force. If you go to some of the municipal assemblies, you find that some of them have head of works who are engineers, who have moved around the country, been transferred around, have enough experience with how the built environment should be working, have enough leadership and innovative ideas on even how to raise funds to demolish the structures. Earlier, I was asking how the demolition of this 70-year-old building was funded, for example. And truth is, most of the times, it costs a lot. An average of 80,000 Ghana cedis to do some of the demolitions. And even when we talk about the demolitions, you ask yourself about, Kakra was talking about how ineffective it can be, because a lot of the times after the demolition, the debris is left there. If you go to the Sakumo Ramsar, yes, the regional minister led with some demolition exercises. She leads that from time to time. What happens to the structures that are pulled down? If you watch the videos, they don't bring everything down. They just hit part of the roof or part of the window and then leave the rest for the property owners to go and develop. After the cameras are gone,
to go and demolish.
To go and no, if to continue, I can continue.
So some of the demolitions they don't finish.
Exactly. It's not that they bring everything down to foundation. And if you are saying the structure is in waterway and you are demolishing it and you just don't clear everything, including the debris, and then secure the area so that people don't go back there, then you've done nothing, even though you've spent a lot of money.
Let me ask you a question. Yesterday, you went to an event where there were a number of MMDCs, municipal district chief executives. Yeah. I'm sure they recognized who you were and spoke to you.
Yeah.
What is their problem?
They are frustrated. Many of them are frustrated, yes.
With who?
They're frustrated with the system. The
system?
Yeah, the sector minister. The sector minister was giving them warning that in a couple of weeks, he's going to be coming round municipality to municipality to inspect the works they've done with respect to sanitation, street lighting, cleanliness, and all of that. And he had mentioned that now they don't keep some of the budgets. Everything is given to the municipal assembly, so they have the money to do certain work. But when you engage the municipal assemblies, they are frustrated.
Frustrated how? Is it that they don't have resources or that they don't have the support from the top?
Yeah.
What is the frustration?
It's the two and more. So with the support from the top, for example, some are complaining of political interference. Political interference. So that we're saying demolish the structures. For example, if the president gives a speech and it's in the news headline, demolish structures on waterways, and then you move your men to go demolish structures on waterways, you soon find that some structures are not equal before the law.
All right, let's pause there. So they are frustrated that even though they are executing a mandate to demolish, they get interference. Let's push back. Why are they waiting for the president to even announce demolishing structures? That's number one. Number two, how did the structures get to that level? Okay. So let's do it this way. I think she made a point. If you took over an assembly and there are some things that have already happened, that's fair enough. But they've been in office for like a year and a half. So if you sit down for something to develop to a point where it requires demolition, there's already a failure there. Okay. That's number one. Number two, if you say you are trying to demolish, but there's interference, is it physical interference? So, for example, are you saying that when you as an assembly go to a place to demolish, the developer brings soldiers and police to fight you?
There is that. And even threats on the lives of some of the leaders in the various assemblies. So they have had pushback, real life-threatening situations. Some of them tell us.
Threats by the private citizens.
Exactly, that they could come after them. So some of them say their lives have been a living hell after they took on this role. So there is that pushback from people who are powerful, who are well-resourced, who have the means, and they can foment harm against some of these people. But the other one that is more, that disturbs them a bit more is the fact that sometimes some of the structures, in your bid to pull them down, because obviously some were inherited, some have been going on since they took office, and some of them tell you that in reservations of storms, people are filling that and putting up real estate structures and all of that. But in attempts to pull those down, they get calls from some of their bosses to say that don't touch that structure because so and so is XYZ related to A, B, C, and D. No, I mean, these are the realities and the challenges that the people are sharing with us.
So let me understand. There are two issues. The assembly people you spoke to say that on one hand, they face threats from private citizens who have resources, who can mobilize the system against them, whether through even police or whatever, to cause them physical harm. And number two, some of these people are connected to higher ranking society members in politics. And therefore, they, MMDCEs, cannot effectively implement what they are supposed to do. All right, I want a quick comment from Sky on point 2, because Sky, you've covered assemblies and parliament for a long time. Is there some truth in this? Whilst we are not saying that is an excuse, is there some truth in the fact that a lot of these MMDCEs appear to be of little political consequence in the grand scheme of things? Is that something that you will buy?
In my observation, and having worked in the space, I tend to agree with the suggestion that you get a lot of pushback from those in authority, because mind you, the DCs, MCs are there at the pleasure of the president, and where an action which seeks to enforce what the laws say is deemed as counterproductive politically, there is always a pushback from the presidency or the ministerial level. And that can be a direct call to you that this particular enforcement action that is going on at this particular site should cease immediately.
Or hold on. We will
look at the situation, assess the situation, and get back to you. Now, it happens for a number of reasons. First of all, the people who normally flout the laws always carry party cards as a form of insurance against enforcement of what the laws say.
Party card as an insurance.
Exactly.
That's
so
serious.
You can see that with market women who are obviously selling on the pavement, and the MC wants to intervene to deal with them. When the video cameras go there, they first of all say, "Aha na ye juma na ya share your ma uba be years is ye na ye to abama ompenyi obabe di omampenyi ye kofi is ye bedi den." Now that video will travel all the way to the presidency. Panic starts happening because maybe the president is looking for a second term, or the party is concerned that people they identify people who
the ground is not good.
So then they will say, "No, Mr. President, this thing is going to create problems, so let's not go ahead." So then pressure will come to the DC that,
that's the Henry Cote problem.
Exactly. This man, Charlie, he gave us money for the campaign. What are you doing? It happens when the structures have gone up. You saw the video from, I think it's Godfred's area. This former PC,
NDC PC.
Exactly. He attempted to be PC. His wall went down, and then you saw all the threats that he issued. Now, a person of that caliber, of course, the suggestion was that he had contributed handsomely towards the NDC success and all of that. If that is to be believed, the party will begin to ask questions. Well, this guy contributed to our, successes in one way or the other. Why should we antagonize him if what he is doing would, in a way, pay for his contributions to it?
But it will destroy the rest of us.
Yeah, but
somehow we all get flooded.
Unfortunately, we have not developed our politics to a level where we look at the collective good of the country. We are looking at what inures to the political fortunes of the party, what inures to the political fortunes of the candidate from that particular constituency.
So let's stay there. So does that then mean that political party governance is the problem? Because if an MC is appointed and the MC wants to do the right thing, and the MC will not be protected by the executive, at least the party should protect the MC, right? Because if there are two centers of power here, there may be a businessman close to the people at the top has interfered with a certain flow of a river channel, and the MC wants to demolish it. And then the person gets a call from the Jubilee House or wherever that don't demolish. I mean, two things. Can the MC escalate it to the party and say, "Look, General Secretary, Chairman, I'm doing my work. This is why you put me here. if we allow this building to stand, there will be flooding. So let me do my work.
Mm-hmm.
If between the government, the party leadership, nobody can protect this person, then maybe the people who are saying we should vote for MCs have a point. Because if the appointing authority cannot protect the appointed person doing the right thing, then the legitimacy of that appointment should be questioned.
So my answer to you is rooted in both ethics, law, and personal conviction. First of all, if you're appointed to take charge of a space, you take charge, right? Which means that all the laws that operate within that space clothe with you with the authority to act in a particular way. To the extent that you are not acting capriciously, you are observing what the constitutional restrictions are and what the legal restrictions are. You are empowered to demolish where you believe, looking at the relevant facts, that a particular structure was unauthorized in the first place, in the wrong place, posing, hazards to society. You go in there to demolish. You are using the authorities that are available under the law. That should be enforced by public, public safety requirements. Now, you believe that you are acting in the interest of the Ghanaian people. Where there is a contrary viewpoint from, say, the party level or the presidential level, you say to whatever with it, you will go ahead. The worst they can do is to remove you from office. But you see, that is a question of personal conviction. Do you believe that you can go home and continue to eat and enjoy the rest of your life?
Or still have the protection that comes with the office?
Exactly. Because first of all, if the presidency takes the view that this guy is going to be a problem, let's remove him. The question is, do you believe that when you go home, you can have something meaningful to do with the rest of your life? Some people say, when I go home, what am I going to eat? So they say, okay, let me go back to the party people. Let them tell me what I should do. So instead of enforcing the law, you say that, no, let me continue with all the restrictions that the party and the presidency are imposing.
May I? I'm coming. So Caleb brought a point that these appointees, some of them are complaining that sometimes they face physical threats to their lives, and they also don't get the support of their appointing authority. So I mentioned the executive. So your minister, your president, chief of staff to protect you. Some of them may not have access to these guys. Then I mentioned party leadership, but then you're saying sometimes party leadership may not necessarily be present or minded to even defend you as an MC.
Because it serves...
Okay, let's ask another question before I bring Kakra in. An MC is protected by a number of things. The judiciary is also there, the law, right? So, for example, if you say he should go and demolish, and he believes that the person did not have a permit, is our court system honest enough for him to? Because if he decides, if he goes to court to even want to enforce a court order, or can the developer go and bribe a judge to put the assembly in trouble? Just what I'm trying to say is that if you want an assembly leader to work, he must be protected by his appointing authority. He must be protected by his party leadership. He must also be protected by the judiciary, in a sense that if he's working with the law must protect him. But the question is, if a person has enough money to bribe or influence a political party to bring them to power through whatever illegal means, certainly he may have enough money to also bribe the judges. So what I'm trying to say is that let's put ourselves in the shoes of these MMDCs in a bit. You've made a point about what would they eat. Okay. So I think let's listen to what they are saying and help them.
How?
I have a solution. So you see, if your appointing authority is not helping you, your party leadership is neither here nor there, and you're not sure that if you take men to go and demolish a building, even the court system, because maybe the developer can collude with the legal system to get a judgment that will be a burden on you. I think the last vanguard is the public. In the sense that if you are MCE for Adenta and there's a building in a waterway, it is your responsibility to tell the assembly in their meetings that the following buildings are in a waterway. And we know that if it rains, all of us will be affected. So citizens must mobilize and say, we want this building to go down. Because you see, I have led in a few spaces. I feel like sometimes when a leader begins to implement the law, he's very lonely.
Change is always resisted.
So if the people who put the leader there beyond voting will also not agitate to have the right thing done. For example, between Pantine and Abokobi.
Yeah.
We went there. They took the citizens called us and said, come and do a story because people have built in a river body.
Yeah.
This was like last week before the rain fell. I think we played on Tuesday.
Yeah.
They said there's a certain river in Abokobi that is a shared border with Lankwantana, and that people have built and refilled, and that could be river.
Yeah.
So the citizens then came out to say that Channel One, come and put this story out. I think that's a part of the solution because you see, Sky, so long as we leave everything to people, to the MC and say, oh, we've voted for you, do the right thing. I've always said to you that if you make me an MC for Medina, if I don't have the right system supporting me, I will fail.
That's true.
I must be protected from the influence of bad people. I must be protected by the law that puts me there. And the citizens must support me to implement, because I'm not Superman. So I think that we must give a hearing to what Caleb is saying through or what the MCs are saying through Caleb. And citizens must mobilize around good causes, because in Ghana, development is not a contest of ideologies, it's a contest of interests. All right, let me repeat this. In Ghana, development is not a contest of ideologies, it's a contest of interest. The interest of a businessman to set up a tomato factory as against the interest of community members who desire peace of mind and quietness. The interest of a party patron who has pushed the party and therefore wants to build something that is not relevant, and the interest of the collective. A lot of times, because citizens don't get involved in governance, the interest of individuals overrides the interest of the assembly people. So I think that the assembly people have a point.
Yeah, I have a practical case to show you where the citizens get involved. No, please, let me just land. I will let you come in. Just a practical case for you on these points that you've made. Two very quickly. You have a situation where authorities in the Environmental Protection Agency space release reports and documents to journalists to blow the alarm of the sighting of an industrial facility in a wetland that completely redirects the course of a river that people have known and even served as a deity for a very long time. It goes through the processes, money has its way, a superstructure is built in the waterway, it rains, it floods, communities are displaced. That's number one. You have an agency of state telling you that at this point, look, we have tried to stop these people, we are at our wits' end, let the media blow their cover, we do all that, it goes nowhere, money has its way. That's number one. Number two, residents who form an association, professionals who sit down and know that a certain structure is coming up, it's in a wetland, it is not appropriate in terms of all the emissions that will be coming out of the place, the traffic situation it will compound, all of that. Residents make noise. They even go to courts, because I reckon you mentioned the judiciary. They went to courts. They took the matter up to the political forces at the time, or the political authorities at the time. What happens? Money still had its way, to the extent that sometimes, if you care, whether you're a journalist or you're some of the citizen advocates or vigilantes, sometimes the people who care about you will say, look, enough of this. We have a life to live, and you eventually give up. So I really think that the kind of society we want and the kind of society we rant about, the kind of society we put in the headlines, if we truly genuinely care about it, money should not be winning in all the spaces it has been winning. The court hasn't helped over time. Sometimes even putting the things in the media, yes, it will go to some extent, but those who want to have their way will have their way to a certain extent.
So how many assembly members came to complain to you yesterday?
I mean, I met quite a number of them who kind of share some frustrations, but there are also issues with some of them too. Honestly, some of them have issues, and we sincerely tell each other that
you don't seem to buy the complaints of these MMPCs.
When you bring me like
no,
this,
from that's what I get. You don't seem to buy the thing they're telling Caleb.
Bernard, I appreciate the concerns that they raise, okay, about political interference, about their own safety. We appreciate all of that. But I feel that there's a bit of disingenuity and a bit of managing the information, especially at this crucial time. When we bring this information out, that, oh, there's too much political influence. When we try to do this, somebody higher up will stop it, or we get threats. It appears that it is intended to quiet the current voices that are saying that city authorities must get to work, that have been saying that since the beginning of the year or since last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so when that becomes the response at this crucial time where buildings are collapsing, we are forced to do demolitions, homes are getting flooded, everywhere is getting flooded, gutters are filled with plastics, etc., it's disingenuous when you put this out. What were you doing all this while? Why didn't you raise this issue from the very first time you encountered it in your work when you were appointed? And what steps really have you taken to go around this? Okay, but when it becomes the response to why we can't do our job, then that for me, I find a bit hypocritical. I think that when we went to the event organized by the architects, this was a similar narrative we heard from the MMDCs and their dean. I mean, we are not saying that it's not true, but to communicate it in this manner at this time doesn't show a certain sincerity. Let me go back to what you raised, the issue about political patronage. Okay, so we know this is done. There's the state and there's the government / state, and then there's the political party that is voted into office to sort of do the merger, become the government. That merger, in my opinion, never happens. Okay, and the interests continue to be parallel. So the political, which is the example, the explanation that Sky gave, the political party continues to have its interest, which appears to be outside the interest of the state. And the state includes all of us. So here we are, the number one interest or a number of interests we have, or the purpose we have is we want the fundamentals, the basics. We want to have roads. We want to have buses. We want to have water flowing. We want to have electricity. Okay. Is that the interest of the party, which is now a key actor in the state? I don't think so.
And so you want to distinguish the party interest from the collective state interest?
Yes, I think that those two interests never find a way where a tunnel, let me say, that they never coincide. There's never that opportunity for it to coincide, because the party's interest is against that of the state. It's running in the total opposite of that of the state. So the question for me then is, what becomes of...
Is that always or sometimes? Like sometimes or all the time? Because if you think about it, at the end of the day, the party comes to power promising a certain vision of the state. But when it wins power, there's already there are some agreed things that the party or the government ought to do. So let me give you an example. Agenda 111 or some of these projects, Big Push, if you compare them to what the NDPC has said, you notice that when they come to government, they try and implement what the party wants to do, even though National Development Planning Committee...
But it was even from the scratch. Because if you have your NDPC framework, okay, there was no need for us to create, and this is my personal opinion, which I say respectfully, there was no need for us to create all of these manifestos which were touching around the framework. Okay, the focus, and that's why I'm saying that the act of the state and the political party that becomes the government are at par, because the scratching of the framework of the development models, all of those things, you should have executed the framework, not create parallel manifestos that will come and do touch and go. And let's be sincere, how many of these promises contained in these manifestos, okay, have been sustainably executed? They continue to have problems.
Stay with me, but with the current political system you have, how do you convince the electorate to vote for you if you don't sell them a vision, which is the manifesto? Because you cannot campaign using NDPC. You get it? So a political party comes to power on the basis of a promise. And their interpretation of the victory is that I told you I would do Agenda 111. I told you I'll do Big Push, and I've won, so I have to do it. Right? Now, that Big Push may not necessarily... I'm not saying I'm against Big Push or anything. I'm just saying that manifesto promise may not necessarily align with the NDPC's plan. Yesterday, I spoke to Kofi Amejiro of LUSPA, who told me that there's a development plan for Accra, which has been there for a long time. But it appears that there's more when you listen to the politicians, whether it's the road minister or the regional minister, they make reference more to what the president wants to do now than what is in the plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so even though there's a plan for Accra and the committee that chairs it includes all these people, the focus of the political leader is to implement what his party has come to say. Now, my difficulty here is, in the current system we have, how are you going to avoid that? Because you're saying the state interest is clear. Come and do what we need collectively.
Yeah.
But that the person in government came through a vehicle of a party.
Because you had to compete
and sold
against
a vision.
other ideas. Yeah.
And sometimes what the MC wants to achieve may be seen to be against the interest of the party in that locality. As Kai said, so for example, he wants to remove buildings from waterways. Either a very wealthy patron of the party is affected, or the market women who are benefiting from that project vote against the party. So the MC wants to do the right thing, but the party will not support him. And then the people, so that's why I keep coming back to the people. So my question is that, so maybe they also say we should
No, but
vote.
you're right. It is
Maybe
the people
should say that Caleb is our MCE. We know he has to demolish, and we support him. So Caleb demolish.
Bernard, you are right.
That's the only way he can do his work.
I agree with you. Your questions perplex me, but I agree with you. The solution is with the people. The difficulty is that when we've created a system that is not working, that is not going to work anytime soon. And the only thing or the only force that can bring down this system or renegotiate a new system is the people. By exerting their power is the people. But when you see, and when you say that, how else are they going to do? When you ask that questions, how else are the governors going to do this? Because you have to promise. No, you see,
the how
over
else
the time,
question, it's answered by presidential intervention in this particular case. Why am I saying so? And I'm not catching you. You have a president who is on his way out of office. I want to believe that the reset he promised the Ghanaian people was a genuine communication of what he deeply feels. Which means that if you are going out of office in the next, 2.5 years or so, I want to believe he wants to leave a legacy. He is not beholden to anyone any longer. He's not seeking a third term, at least from what he's told us and the limitations of the Constitution. So the only restraint on him will be party demands that don't do this. If you do this, we will not be able to get re-elected.
Because you're on your way.
Exactly. But
this trend you talk about, have we not seen this with every government? At least in their second term.
It's a peculiar situation.
In their second term, what do we say? What do we say?
I'm saying that
because they already have been stamped in, there's no transformation, there's no development that is going to happen. I accept your example and I agree, but I'm saying that the problem is the system that we have created. Okay, and this is part of what Sky talks about, is part of the system where in the second year of the last term of a government is where you see, at the highest height with total impudence, the interest of the party without a care.
But there are also clashes. You notice
because the party is preparing for the next takeover, so they don't really care.
You can see there, and I didn't even want to make it a particular case, but you can also see that in government second terms, there's always this schism between party and government, where the party believes that this president wants a legacy, but he will compromise our electability.
And which prevails?
No, it depends on
the person in charge.
So his point is that
Sky, it depends on the person in charge, but the person in charge was put there by certain interests, by money.
Yeah, but Sky's point is that there's a unique opportunity here. This is a second term president who has done a first term 8 years ago and has seen a lot of things. So he has a unique opportunity to say, party, let me do my work so that the good people of Ghana will decide. Let's not do business as usual. And I agree with Kai that he has a very unique opportunity, but I wanted to go back.
But does he have the ability? You see, because I don't think that the power, and this is not just the power the president wields from where we watch as citizens, but even within his party. Remember that I'm saying that people funded his journey there. They have grander interests. Does he have that ability Or does his power surpass the interest of those big financiers?
Why not? He's the executive president.
He can interpret his power differently. And also,
Sky, we know power brokers in this country.
Kakra, let's not give him a cop-out like we don't want to give the MCs a cop-out. As Sky said, because he has a unique opportunity and he knows what a failed first term can mean, he needs to tell his people that, look, you are either with me or you leave me. So he needs to say, look, I have 2.5 years to go. I have look, he did meetings with civil society, CDD, political party funding. He won because a lot of people supported him to win. And a lot of those people still support him if he will do the right thing. So Sky's point is that, look, forget about what people are telling about elections. Elections will take care of themselves if people can see the result. So if, for example, MCs are not working, change them. Don't speak to us on camera and then frustrate the MCs on the background. So I am saying that he has a very unique opportunity, because don't forget, a lot of these guys do their 8 years. They do their 8 years together. He is doing his 8 years separately. So he's had 4 years and he's had 8 years to think through, and he's coming back. So he should be the last person to fail. Number two, I agree with you on the MCs. I didn't initially agree, but I agree with you. See, if the MCs have to discuss a salary increment, they know when to meet and how to help each other. So I say, if the MCs are really committed to doing what they have to do, beyond telling Caleb that they are interested, they can meet and say, you know what, this is what we want to do, we ought to do to develop. Let's come together and support each other. They can do it. They can hold a joint press conference and say, we, the 251 MCs, are saying that allow us to do our work. They can do that. MPs do that all the time. If they are really committed to development, they can say, look, we are the MMDCs of Mr. NDC, and we believe that there's been years of neglect that have led to flooding. Here are our demands. Political apparatchiks, leave us alone to do our work. Business interest, please, we are not interested. Party, support us. Here are the things we need to do. We have to remove buildings from waterways. We need the support of the judiciary. Number two, civil society. People agitate for passage of bills. Where is civil society supporting to say, Sky, we've had flooding. I may sound a bit strange. Between all those issue statements on LGBTQ and all these people, where is the statement that to say, allow MDCs to do their work? So
you don't sound strange.
So when the Catholics meet, I want them to include that. When the charismatic bishops meet, I want them to include that. When civil society, I want them to include and say, allow MMDCs to take the hard decisions that will free all of us. Go to Lankwanta 9 at Denta. They called the media and said, stop building in waterways. Okay? But that was just a week before the flooding. I am saying that, and as long as citizens think that their only job is to vote. So if you look at our conversations, all we do is, 2028 is coming. 2028 is coming.
And we forget the flooding.
No, you see, 2028 will come and nothing will change, because even if you change the government, the new team will come and do the same thing. If your attitude is that 2028 is coming, I am saying that now you have media everywhere. You've seen problems. You see, the challenge people want to do things just to, and you made a very fantastic point about how we don't want to solve the problem in the long term. We want to do knee-jerk. Citizens are also knee-jerk. So somebody sees something, he takes a picture, puts it on social media and goes to sleep. Where are the meetings? Look, I've lived in estates. Kakra, to even contribute 200 cedis a month as estate owners to develop is a problem. Our own property, people don't want to do it. Everybody wants to free ride. So they forward a message. I am saying that the job of development, if our leaders are failing, it is also because we are allowing them. Residents of Lankwantanan who live near the river Dakubu or whatever. When was the last time you came together to say, this is a petition, call the media, sustained campaign to say these buildings must go?
Or even a boycott.
We don't do it. So we sit down and our MMDCs complain. It's a failure. So you cannot, so if executive fails you, party leadership fails you, judiciary fails you, should we fail ourselves? No. So I am saying that until we wake up to what it means to be a citizen is not somebody who votes and goes to sleep. If somebody is building on a waterway, organize, because it's a development is a fight. It's a battle of interest, and those who have means, who have money, will buy influence in media, in politics, and keep you down. Now, if you don't resist it, you will be down forever. And I'm saying that this is a problem. People think that change has to come when all of us form one political party and win election. No. Adenta people must say, enough of the nonsense. MCE, demolish. We will support you to demolish. Gan West. So it must happen it mustn't be, because we don't even have time to organize national. We don't have that time. But those in Abokobi come together and say, no, this thing has to stop. You get me? If you do it consistently enough, the assemblyman will fear. He and his people decided that there was a tomato factory in their community. This is like 2015. They said they were not going to allow it. The community people, because apparently the businessman had already set up the business and he was producing tomato. He even employed people in the community. They said, no, this tomato factory is polluting our ears, is polluting our. They came on air, they used everything. In 6 months' time, the factory moved. But so my resolution is that if Ghanaian citizens don't wake up to what it means to be a citizen locally, forget about winning us. I don't even have the energy. Forget about national elections. It's a local problem. If people are feeling a river body in your community, and you'd simply send a text message to Bernard to shout about it, the MC won't do anything. Wake up tomorrow morning, no work today. This building must go down. Invite Citi, Joy, TV3, come there. Let the people know that for once you have woken up. That's the only way to change Ghana. The citizens have to wake up, because the assemblyman has met Sky in his Caleb and is complaining that he's afraid for his life. Well, if you don't do it, the citizens will overtake you. So you better do it. His fear for the citizens as well as his fear for the man who has money. That's the only way to solve this problem. And I'm saying to citizens that local development, flooding, enough of the sexy videos. Organize a meeting and send a petition to the MCE and tell them that we, the 250 residents of this place, are saying that do this now.
Power to the people.
That's how to do it. If we don't do that in an organized local way, what will happen may take all of us by surprise. It's better for there to be a controlled demolition than for there to be an explosion. For everything that you want to rebuild, it's better to have a controlled demolition than an explosion. A controlled demolition means that you can determine which pressure points to put for the thing to come down, so that you can rebuild it systematically. We don't want a situation where the only thing the poor have left to eat is the rich. You get it? And I'm saying to citizens who are aloof, I listened to people from Liberia when I was very young, last point. And a guy was a refugee who was staying in my house, and he was telling me that he blames Liberians for their war. He was saying that they saw many things they didn't comment about, and they assumed that they will just go to America and be fine. So a lot of them were not concerned about what happens in their locality. So when the war came, it took all of them by surprise. Okay, if people don't see a way out of the dystopia, the consequence will be massive. So I am saying that let's also not be lazy citizens. Let's wake up to our responsibility. You say assembly meets on Tuesdays. Cancel work and go. Go. Raise your hand. Ask a question. Send a petition. And people who live in estate, please stop being lazy. When they say they are doing cleanup, take part. When they say they want us to meet the MCE, go. Nobody was born to lead for you. When the people want to organize, when they say keep fit and kinky, you go. But when they say let's go and meet the assemblyman, you don't want to go. How do you want to develop?
So maybe don't put the kinky and keep on the side immediately after the cleanup.
I was a Legon Hall student leader, and I'm saying to you that what made us deliver as I was JCR secretary for Legon Hall, we didn't have water problems. Kakra. We spent all our time looking for sponsorship to develop water. Because if you don't provide them water, they will finish you. I remember we will leave school and go and look for funding from Legon alumni to set up an underground water tank for students, because that's the promise you made to the people. And the people will not spare you if you don't provide the water. Do you understand me? So if you cannot mobilize people to put pressure on the leadership at the local level, how can you influence the national level?
But let me just close what you have said with a quote I find very, very, very solid from Abraham Lincoln. He once said, talking about the people, and the power of the people is amazing. He said that this country, with its institutions, belongs to the people who inhabit it. Whenever they shall grow weary of the existing government, they can exercise their constitutional right of amending it, or their revolutionary right to dismember it or overthrow it. Now, I don't want you to read just the regular into it, but if you exercise your intellectual, capacity properly, you would understand the point that we are making about the rights of the people.
Power to the people.
Why the president is there is because we put him there, and we have all invested our collective powers in him that go and do A, B, C, and D. So we must use that power judiciously at every level to force presidential, chief executive, CEO actions in a way that will align with the collective growth that we want to see.
And just to add to that, I think the president has a unique opportunity to make a difference. He must crack the whip on people who are not working. He must send the right signal about his intentions. I think in his first year, we saw that. I personally think there's a bit of slack in there. In the first year of the president, his posture, his commentary was very clear that he was not taking any nonsense. Sometimes when you stay in office for a bit, you get a bit lax. I want to urge him and his team to go back on that high road to say, look, we are not tolerating any nonsense or failure. If it's reshuffle that required, let him do it. The truth is that governments will come and go, but he has a unique opportunity to make a difference now. If he doesn't do it, posterity will never forgive him. So those who advise him should not let him feel like everything is okay. This is where the rubber meets the road. Usually in the second year of the term, people begin to misbehave. He must open his eyes. Caleb.
Right. Godfred. Good. Bernard and team, good morning. The assemblies are just not working. I reported a guy in my area erecting walls to block a road which he said he bought from the chief. After reporting to the assembly, an official was asked to go and assess the situation. I had to give them fuel. When they asked about the situation, they asked me to fund the demolition so the developer does not continue to build. Eventually, I had to pay for the demolition. We need to monitor the assemblies closely, hire and fire the non-functional staff, EKOs, and Bernard. The real estate developers are gurus and kingpins. These developers are wild guys, and the MCs are no match to those guys. The structures in waterways and co are often mega structures. That's true. There's an old soldier who is built on the waterway somewhere in the place. Everybody's afraid. Get gone. Good morning, Bernard. I've seen firsthand MCs who refuse to kowtow to MPs' whims having their appointments terminated at the end of one term in favor of the MP small boys. Yes, we've seen PAs of MPs contest and win. The politics of our country is fully fighting people who want to make the system work. You didn't add your name. Thank you. Good morning, Bernard. If we continue to allow the president to handpick our heads of assemblies, we will continue to face these developmental challenges in our local communities. There must be strong compliance with the disbursement of the District Assembly Common Fund supported by the law. The government shouldn't exercise control over the fund. The assembly business must be autonomous and independent so that the people can demand accountability from them. We can all have quarterly assembly town hall discussions to address our own challenges, revenue mobilization and all related activities. McDonald sent that.
There's this one from Kofi Davo, former General Secretary of the UNICOF, who says that where do the professionals come in on this particular matter? There has to be a balance between strong professional voice, which for me is the state and the political authority.
We'll be right back with more Citi Business Festival on air series. Made in Ghana is our focus. Later on, we have a big interview as well. Stay with us.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or call 0242 435037. Petra. Achieve more.
Tired of dealing with messy hair? We've got your solution.
Introducing new BO16 Styling Gel. It effortlessly hold and style your hair, leaving no white flakes behind. Choose from our original clear or sleek black gel to suit your style. BO16 Styling Gel. Because your hair deserves the best. Express yourself confidently. Available now at your nearest store. Grab yours and style with ease. The GC brand, it's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
Your attention, please. Flight C8 has been delayed.
Again. Madam, can you please point me to the water fountain? And please watch my back and phone whilst I'm gone.
You can be a traveler with infinite worries.
Hello, Mr. Anand. Your lounge access is ready and your seat is warm.
Or you can be a traveler with infinite privileges.
Champagne, sir?
Arranging all the drink.
Choose EcoBank's infinite privileges with an EcoBank Visa Infinite card. Access airport lounges worldwide, fast-track services, best-in-class daily limits, and enjoy other exclusive travel and lifestyle benefits. Infinite privileges await. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
It's week 2 of the Citi Business Festival 2026. This is 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television. This week we focus on the drivers of Ghana's economy, the high impact sectors and the opportunities that lie in the value chain. This year's Citi Business Festival is powered by 97.3 Citi FM and Channel 1 Television in partnership with Absa Bank. We are proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited and Petra Trust. I am Nik Amarteifio, your host, and I welcome you specially to this particular honor series. You're welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Today we are talking about production, manufacturing, industrialization and everything in between, and when we are done, the icing will be how far we've come with the Made in Ghana agenda. My guest is best fit for this particular topic because he's a manufacturer, he runs his own business and also holds a very important position in the industry. Moses Atobra is CEO of Debbie's Company Limited and also the manufacturing chair at the Association of Ghana Industries, that is AGI. Moses, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Ni. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you, Moses. Yes. And I believe both your company and the AGI are doing well.
Yes, we are. By grace.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
The grace factor is keeping and determination.
Yeah.
Quite optimistic about, the going concern of both your company and also the Association of Ghana Industry. Today is a very big topic, if you ask me. Manufacturing, production, industrialization. And I just want us to begin on this particular tangent. Are the words the same? All these three words, are they the same? Are they used interchangeably or one comes before the other?
Okay, I would say they are not the same.
Indeed, break it down for me.
We oftentimes hear them being used interchangeably. So, for example, right here in the studio, there is production going on. So that has to do with the sets here. We are seated facing each other with cameras. So there is production going on. But when it comes to manufacturing, then you take it a notch higher and look at the instruments or equipments being used. So where you have a company assembling or putting the cameras together, the laptop and the screens and everything, the lights, that has to do with manufacturing. I want to use a very good example. So we move to the industrialization or industrialization. Industrialization has to do with the bigger picture, where government, through clear intentions and policies, drive or put in place the drivers that shapes the economy, the entire economy. So, for example, we've been talking about oil and gas and all that. We had a turbo gas, and it's there helping the country. We recently have Tor producing or refining oil, about 45,000 barrels a day. Now, that is production. But then, when we talk of industrialization, that is where the government says, we have oil, we are processing our oil, but we want to build the industries around oil. And that is where we now look at Etuabo gas and say, what can we do beyond the gas being pumped? Because we still import our fertilizers and do blending. Whereas we can now take it a notch higher and then process our own fertilizers because of the urea and the byproducts we have from the gas. You know, so industrialization has to do with the bigger economic shifts that comes through intended purposes or plans or the vision of the government.
I see. So production is more like the back end.
Yes.
The manufacturing will be the front end. Then industrialization is the whole picture. Often government-led, key drivers of it, how the future is going to look like. And then we must be deliberate about it. Indeed. I like how you put all of these together. So the next question will be then, how will you describe the current state of Ghana's production Ghana's current state of manufacturing, and the industry that we are looking forward to?
It's a good question. I would say if you look at the current picture, we have just small, too many small businesses doing the production and the manufacturing. So the limitations are many, too many. So that is the state where we are. Of course, there are a few big ones, but most of them are foreign owned and foreign led, you know, because they are able to get the funding and everything, the know-how and things from their various countries, and they are here seizing their opportunities. But locally, you find so many small businesses that can employ 5 people, 10 people, 20 people. That is not to despise the efforts of our local businesses. No. Yeah,
I see. So everything for you is happening in silos. And for you, you don't think that we've moved beyond the rhetoric to real production. No. But you have been in the space for a very long time. So maybe let's talk about sectors that are driving production, those that have prospects, and those that we can, you know, revamp to ensure that we achieve what we are talking about.
So if you look at the statistics, currently, manufacturing is contributing just about 10%. To our GDP. The main drivers now has to do with information technology, you know, the tech information space, because of, let's look at the big companies like the MTNs and the Vodafones and things. They carry a lot of weight. They have the capital. They are driving the economy. Government makes a lot of taxes and all that from those drivers.
I see.
Yes.
I see. And you know, you've mentioned manufacturing contributing about 10%.
Yes.
And information technology, IT, saying that that is one of the pivots around which this low manufacturing is even, you know, revolving. But I see a worrying trend over here, and this worrying trend is that IT is service-driven. But when you talk about production and manufacturing, you are looking at the key sectors. We are a service-dominated economy. Based on what you've even told us today. Which ones are struggling then?
If you look at other good models, this shouldn't have been a problem, because if you look at Singapore, if you look at Dubai or the UAE and other countries who do not have the kind of timber and gold and all the diamonds and things we have, in addition to the oil that some of them have. Some of the countries don't even have a quarter of what the natural resources we have. So it's not good enough. If we were like them, then we would have said, oh, service is good for service to lead. But there is an enormous potential for us to develop agriculture, you know, and manufacturing is in the heart of everything. Why do I say this? If you come to, let's say, construction, for the past 8 years, we had, year of roads. But like, I'm just making a point. In addition to the current government, who is still emphasizing on roads, what have we put in place to support our construction? Are we still importing trucks and everything already made? Or there is a deliberate attempt where incentives are given for certain things to even be assembled locally, you know, so there is room when it comes to even our education, there is room for manufacturing to boom. We have a situation where we are trying to move from schools under trees and children going to school barefooted and all that. That is manufacturing sleeping, you know, so if we want to develop, manufacturing can be tied to everything, even including the communication and tech space that is doing well. There must be incentives for people to build like our own communication cities and all that. But then if we do not make this deliberate attempt from the top, then everything is imported. And so manufacturing would not be realized.
You speak highly about incentives, but where does the real problem lie? Is it infrastructure? Is it access to finance? Is it competition from even imported goods, or even the big elephant in the room, high production cost?
It comes from all the points, the variables you've mentioned, but I'll take them one after the other. For me. I was just thinking not to go over the same issues that we already know. And some of the things that came up were capacity. And when I looked at capacity
in terms of labor.
Yes, I'm coming. I'm coming to that. Using my own example, we are into manufacturing. I bought a coding equipment from a company that was folding up. I bought it. They told me, oh, it's a small problem, you can fix it. I paid them, they've gone away. I've looked for a technical person who can just fix it. It's not working. We bought a labeling machine. The labeling machine has sat with us for 2 years, just trying to get somebody to make it operational. Brand new labeling machine. And to date, it's still not working. It's still not working. So when we talk of capacity, we are talking about the manpower, the basic things. These are things when you travel to other countries, I don't want to mention, is the polytechnic students and things who are handling these things. Basic, you know. And I'm asking myself, how about the big companies who are running bigger machines and all that? When things break down, what happens? And I'm told a lot of times they have to fly in engineers to come and fix.
So for you can bring in all the high-tech equipment, but if the skilled labor is not there,
you can go for the loans and buy you scale. But then when you let something break down, now we are looking at EV cars coming.
Do you have
buy one, and let it break down. You'll be stuck.
I see.
So we have to develop capacity in terms of labor and, of course, the money. Capacity in terms of the ability to invest, the ability to scale, the ability to expand. So yes, that is one other limitation. And then two, one thing that also came up was mobility.
Okay.
A lot of people, I don't know where you live. Which area?
I live in Tema.
Tema. And you are working here.
Yes, please.
What time do you leave your house when you want to get here at 8?
If I want to get here at 8, I should leave the house latest by 5.
Why should that be? And if you have kids, you now have to take them to school. The kids will be sleeping in the car, combing their hair. It's not pleasant. And this happens that's where you have your own car.
So if you don't have your own car, the problem is compounded.
You leave by 4:30 a.m. And people go through this. So we spend man hours in traffic. Your employees want to get to the office at 8. Those living at Kaswa, if your office is at Adabraka like mine, they have to set off so early, spend 2-3 hours to work, and after work, 2-3 hours. So 5-6 hours, even when you are driving.
That's a real challenge.
And you spend 8 hours working. So mobility is a big issue. Now come to distribution or supply, like my case where we are into manufacturing. You have to move raw materials, you have to supply and all that. And traffic is killing us, taking all the time.
I see.
You know, so mobility, and that is why I mentioned government's policies.
Okay, we'll be getting into that, but really interesting conversation here in studio discussing the realities of Ghana's industrial sector and the main factors influencing its growth here on the Honor Series of the Citi Business Festival 2026. I'm Neil Atilati. My guest is Moses Atobra, CEO of Debbie's Products Limited and also the Sector Chair for Manufacturing at the Association of Ghana Industries. We are not done. Stay with us. We'll be back with more. Welcome back. It's still the Honor Series Citi Business Festival 2026. We are still in our second week. Today we are looking at the prospects of Ghana's industry, which areas have high value and which areas are also lagging behind. My guest is a manufacturer who runs his own company and also chairs the manufacturing sector at the Association of Ghana Industries. I'm talking about Moses Atobra. Moses, we are continuing the conversation, and before we went on that break, we had spoken heavily about agric, and for me, agric stands out because we've always said that agric is the backbone of the economy. When you talk to industry players, you talk to government officials, they all admit that agric is one of the, pivots by which we can turn the fortunes of our manufacturing sector around. But we haven't seen much being done in that area. You also mentioned about construction. What really is the key challenge? What really is the key problem that you have not been able to fix, particularly with agric? Because you also mentioned that you have not been able to utilize fully our vast natural resources.
Yes. And that is a problem that can easily be fixed through
Tell me about the
policy
solution.
direction. Yes, we still depend on the sun and the rain for agriculture. We should be depending on irrigation so we can farm all year round. So what happens is today it's raining. In the next 3 months, there's a lot of tomatoes. The next season is not raining, and we have to import tomatoes from Burkina.
When they ban it, problem.
Yes, then they ban it, and we have to send delegations to go and beg. So we need to irrigate our farms, and government can easily help this by saying, look, farmers, if you are bringing irrigation materials for the next 2 years, no import duty. Simple decisions like that. And people will look for their own money and bring these things to feed us. So government leads the direction, it gives the direction, and the others follow. And then agro-processing. Recently, we've been blessed with good weather, and what happens? You find an MP or MCE begging the president to come and buy their tomatoes. Another one begging the president to come and buy their yam. Another one. So government policies. There are schools all over these places that the school feeding program or the buffer stock should buy these things. Look, I have friends in some leading cereal or food processing companies right here in Ghana who tells me they still import maize.
Oh, how so?
Yes, they do, because the maize we produce here, we don't have storage facilities.
Wow.
So our maize is plagued with aflatoxins, which makes it poisonous. After 2-3 months, the farmers harvest the things, and you see these green things, and they cannot use this material. So buffer stock company is there. Government can use this buffer stock by building silos or modern storage facilities, so that when there is excess, on the farms, the farmers supply to these buffer stock or whatever government agencies or the district assemblies, then when we are in a shortage periods, people go back and buy, from these same places. So that all year round we have food. And then food processing, like I said, government policy, if you are bringing machines to process food, you don't need to pay any duties, and things like that. And it brings a shift. Construction too, same. There are things we should be producing, like our oil and gas. Petrochemical industry is not tapped at all. So if we should be able to produce our own bitumen and other things, like I mentioned, fertilizers, But
what about areas like retail, for example, the extractive sector, healthcare, or even pharmaceutical, or even engineering? Are you able to speak about what we are doing and what you have not done with some of these areas?
Retail, well, if you mention retail, what comes to mind is at the downstream. But for some of these foreign companies, foreigners, how do we even reach the market? How do we give the opportunity for the made in Ghana goods to be sold? There are bottlenecks. I sit here, I don't want to mention names, otherwise they'll blacklist me. There are places you have to beg them to give you space to sell your products.
As a local producer.
As a local producer, yet you go and they have products with sometimes no English writings on them.
Why is that so?
Why is that so? Because they are not from here. And they are promoting the brands from their countries.
I see.
So how do we have a country, and this goes beyond Ghana, the whole West Africa. There is no single country that has exhibition centers. Meanwhile, Dubai is using just their exhibitions, their annual exhibitions. Global Village Expo spends $3.5 billion every year for Dubai.
That's huge.
Yes, and this is an exhibition they hold for 5 months. People travel from all over the world to buy a 9-meter square place for $50,000 for 5 months, just to showcase our goods. Same, China used Shanghai Expo to drive over $25 billion. So exhibition centers, we should stop using the lobbies of our hotels. It's business.
I see. So there's something you think that we can learn from best practices, replicate it.
Yes, and to add to the point, government is constructing road from Accra to Kumasi, so we can make it 2.5 hours. What is the bigger picture? Is it just to get to Accra and Kumasi faster? Is that all? We can use these roads to develop whole new cities. Government decision on Gold Board alone has brought a lot of relief to all businesses in Ghana, because now we know the city is stable. But if we do not take care, we will use the Gold Board money to push in the CDR, and then it becomes like the cocoa.
I really like the perspective to which you come with.
We've driven cocoa for so many years, yet we don't produce chocolate or cocoa enough. So now, Gold Board. A fraction of Gold Board money could be used to develop bigger refineries. Dangote is doing so as a private person. We've had GNPC all these years. We should have a university that is driving renewable energy, solar panels, EV, and all these things, and even our oil and gas, so that we use these institutions to train our own personnel, and then in the next 5-10 years, we have our own bigger refineries with all the allied industries.
Really amazing point you make, Mr. Atobra. But you are wrapping up in the next 3 minutes. But 3 quick questions for you. One, this whole conversation we've had, how do we see it in the light of the AFCFTA?
Yes.
Also reducing import substitution, and also your top recommendations for us as a country if we want to make manufacturing and industrialization the core of our economy.
Okay.
And when you are able to do that, you just top it up for us in terms of the Made in Ghana agenda. How far have we come? How are we going? Where are we?
Yeah. So I would rather start with the last one, the Made in Ghana agenda.
Okay.
I would say the small businesses are doing very well. If you are in it, then you feel the heat and the joy of succeeding and all that. You go through it. It's easy to do a small business and employ 10 people. But to employ 100 people and put them on good salaries and be paying SNIT where you fail for 3-4 months and SNIT will come after you, GRA will come after. It's not easy to scale. So the small businesses are doing well. But where we are now, we need government direction. Government spoke about Nkokon Kitinkiti poultry, and it's good because we can't be importing dead chicken.
The policies are fine.
The policies are fine.
But implementation.
We have to follow through.
Okay.
We have to follow through and let it work. Like the road construction, I hear government is using the military to check the Kakra. If that is what will let it work, fine.
Why not?
So we have to put together people and stop the hey, policy. But let's make it work. The joy is made complete when whatever vision you had, it says, I'm happy seeing the road minister on the back of all contractors every day. That's how it should be. But the last thing I would say is government should look at our oil and gas industry. There are so many cosmetics we are still importing packaging. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, but it is so because the bigger picture must be looked at, and that is how to industrialize. How do we make the best out of oil and gas? Our oil refinery, Tor is producing 45,000 barrels a day. Ghana is consuming 100,000 plus barrels a day. So there is a lot of room, even within the sub-region and all that. So to me, we shouldn't use all our gold board money to cushion the city. We can use a portion to build a bigger scale oil refinery, which will create a whole city, create more jobs, and which will trickle down to the other businesses. So
what an interesting conversation. Manufacturing and industrialization, the Made in Ghana reality check with Moses Atobra, CEO of Debbie's Products Limited and also manufacturing chair at the Association of Ghana Industry. This by way of another episode of the honor series of the Citi Business Festival 2026. I hope you really enjoyed this particular episode as far as the honor series of the Citi Business Festival 2026 is concerned. It was powered by 97.3 Citi FM as well as Channel 1 Television in partnership with Absa Bank, sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zonate Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust. I'm Ni Lati. Catch you same time tomorrow.
Mbuipe or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, Visit our website at petraonline.com or call 0242 435037. Petra. Achieve more.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Hey, Charlie, these days there are Azan everywhere. And GCB Bank is on the alert to protect your money. So be vigilant. I should share my OTP with you. How can you tell me this story? Masa, one-time PIN no be group work, so don't share. Azan, they say share your PIN for them to help you. Azan, unknown link, bia, no one click so. Bebre Azan, free ATM help, say. My friend, look sharp. GCB Bank will never ask for your PIN, OTP, or Ghana card details. Don't fall victim. Think before you click or send anything. Azan Boys Day Street. So DG, call 0800-422-422 toll free or WhatsApp 0202-422-422 when in doubt. Azan is brought to you by GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
45 after 9 or 50 minutes to the top of the hour. We have amazing friends from GCB Bank, always digital, always GCB. Your bank for life is in the studio. They have something amazing for you. Wonderful gentlemen here to talk about all the offerings. GCB Bank is good for you. Just before I introduce David and William to you, Morningstar International School wishes to inform you that enrollment for this academic year is in progress. Programs offered the Cambridge Lower Secondary IGCSE A-Level and WASSE. Enrollment forms are available at mostarschool.edu.gh or purchased from the high school or basic school campus in Accra. Entrance exams will happen on the 20th of June. It's a Saturday. The venue is the Morningstar School Cantonment in Dodoa. Be part of an enriching learning community where the tradition of excellence continues. 0243-758-795. Call that number now. Morningstar, arise and shine. Now, in a world moving towards sustainability, Super Sem Cement is the leading choice for you with the LC3 technology and eco-friendly innovation, making us Ghana's best choice. Choose Super Sam. We have the super fast 32.5 hour grade. That's for plastering, mortar, screeding, and block laying. Use a heavy duty Super Sam Super Power. It's 42.5 hour grade for durable foundations, coastal works, high rise structural works. Super Sam cement dries fast, is waterproof. It prevents moisture damage and powdery walls. 055 30 60 517 is the number to call. Available at all leading material outlets across Ghana. Super Sam, build your dream. And let me say a very special good morning to the manager, Merchant Solutions, David Owusu Ansah. He's here with William Oforibuedu, Head of Digital Ecosystems and Embedded Finance. Hey, Embedded Finance, what is that one? Wow. Just said the finance is embedded in that. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
I've been hearing about your campaign. You have gone digital. In fact, you've been doing this. You've been digital for a while, but now you are focusing and emphasizing on digital, and you're telling us that always digital, always GCB. Let's talk first, David, about what the Always Digital, Always GCB campaign is all about.
Right. Thank you. And good morning to all your listeners. The Always Digital, Always GCB campaign is basically designed to enable businesses operate efficiently through secure and modern digital banking solutions.
Nice.
Today, we are promoting a range of products under 2 core pillars, where we have our collections platform and then we have our payments platforms as well.
Okay.
Now, under the collection platform, we have our GHQR, we have our point of sale solution, which is the POS device.
Yeah.
We also have a solution where we enable businesses receive payments from their customers by dialing a short code.
Oh.
There are several collection solutions that today enable businesses to receive payments. Right, that's under the collection platform. Under the payments platform, we have our mobile banking app. Today, as a sole proprietor, you can easily download a GCB mobile app and then self-on board seamlessly with your Ghana card to make payments to any bank account or any mobile money wallet in the country instantly. We also have our internet banking, which has several capabilities to enable you make bulk payments to third parties, to your suppliers as a business. And not only that, we also have our business cards that enable businesses to make card payments either through POS or online transactions as well. So through this campaign, we are basically driving awareness, educating customers, and also helping them adopt digital solutions. And GCB is also reinforcing its commitments to being a trusted digital banking partner for businesses across the country.
My God. No, the man is on fire.
Yeah, he's on fire.
He's on fire.
GCB is doing amazingly well.
I love it. So the transition to digital and the focus of same. William, tell me about what you're trying to achieve. What problems are we solving
Absolutely.
here?
So GCB, we've realized that customers have just 3 needs. They want their money where they want it, when they want it, and how they want it.
That's all.
That's all.
Quick, no
That's it. That's it. So if I want my money when I'm in bed, now it's raining and the weather is
you see that?
I want to get access to my money. I want to make my payments. I want to do my collections. And that is why we are focusing on digital. Because we really want to serve our customers. The age of go to a branch, go somewhere, it's gone.
It's gone.
You want your money in bed, that's it.
Customer number 23.
No, it's over.
No. Right in bed.
Right in bed, wherever
GCB.
you are.
I love it. So who are we targeting in this campaign? You know, there are the young tech and savvy, there are young and tech savvy people who already want that. And so it's invoked there. It's easy for them to integrate. But those who are BBCs, born before computers, does this also capture them in a way?
Right. Okay. So today we are looking at all businesses across the country.
Great.
From your educational institutions, your restaurants, your hotels, your pubs, every business, every line of business in this country is being targeted. Whether you operate from the north, the south, the east, the west, it doesn't really matter whether you are tech savvy or not. There are solutions that have been designed purposely to enable these businesses receive payments and then equally make payments as well. Nobody is being left out in this campaign. All businesses are welcome and we are covering everybody.
There are still those though who want to still count the money like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How are you approaching those kind of people in the market?
Right. So we appreciate that. And by all means, there's still a space in our world where people will need to hold cash. And that's why we have all our ATMs across the country. You go to places that nobody is and GCB is there for you. So yes, collect your money digitally.
Places where nobody is.
Nobody
GCB is
there for you.
I love it.
Yes, we are everywhere.
Now you people, you are like Pentecost Church. Every village or somebody there.
And Lighthouse.
Yes.
So that's cool. That's it. So we are not leaving anybody behind. We are not saying that you collect your cash digitally and you won't have access to it. You will have access to it wherever you want it.
I like that.
Again, wherever, whenever, and however you want your cash, you will get
it. Let's say I'm a small business. I run a salon or a little startup somewhere, and I have a salon or provision, a grocery shop. How exactly can tools like the GHQR or the POS help me in my daily operations? For those who are still in the woods and not clear, bring us home.
Right. So today, customers are actually looking for convenience. So Caleb, today, if you visited a shop and want to make payments, I'm sure you pick up your phone. Just try and make a digital payment. All right. So the QR solution is basically to enable that small business receive digital payments in an account, just so they don't become too heavy on cash, reducing their frequent visits to the banking hall. And then with the POS, if you should walk into a shop today with your card, the POS device enables that business to accept that card payment you want to make.
Nice.
And then if you want to pay with mobile money, that same POS is able to facilitate that as well.
Wow.
So basically, we are reducing the reliance on cash at our business level to enable them receive funds digitally. And then also, it makes reconciliation easier because there are tools to enable them track every digital
You just
payment
follow that thing,
goes through
you
on their
see
platform.
the-
Exactly so. Exactly so.
I like that.
Yeah, just a little on that too.
Please,
and also to
William.
help even with the business in accessing capital. Right. Once you collect your cash digitally, the bank has a history of you.
True.
Exactly.
And when you want say, access to loans or whatever you're looking for, it's then easier for the bank to access your revenue.
Nice one.
It's not that, okay, you took some cash, there's no record of it, nobody
Correct.
knows how much you got in a day and all
Right.
that.
Correct.
And this information is what is used in assessing your credit worthiness.
And I see that you have something for customers and salaried workers too.
Right.
Please touch on that.
Wow. A salaried advanced solution is like I don't think anybody's done it in Ghana, right? Caleb, right now,
Yes.
yeah, maybe 15th, even today is what?
Charlie?
10th,
Yeah.
9th?
Kuma yes.
You need
No,
some
it's
cash.
raining, but Kuma yes.
Yes, you need some cash. Within 5 seconds, you can get 80% of your salary this month today.
5 seconds.
Less than 5 seconds.
Oh, are
you
you
can
serious?
try.
I bet
Once
you
you are a
try let's
GCB
see.
customer, once you're a GCB customer,
Yeah.
within 5 seconds, you can get 80% of your salary right now.
Wow.
Right. Just let's put that to test.
Amazing. So we can try that. Listeners, do that and send me a video recording. I'll be happy to see that. But 80% of your salary in less than 5 seconds, all on digital platforms.
All on digital. You just go to our
This is
mobile
exciting.
app and they will just pop up that you qualify for this.
Always digital.
Always GC. So, Caleb, to add to what William just said, today we are enabling businesses on the mobile app as well.
Yeah.
So, as an individual, let's assume you want to make your fee payment.
Yeah.
We have educational institutions,
Right.
we have pension fund managers.
Right.
Several institutions have been set up on the mobile app. So, instead of visiting that business premises to make that payment,
Right.
just go to the pay bill side on the app and make your payments, seamlessly. It's as easy as ABCD
That's nice.
with a GCB mobile app.
With all the excitement, though, there's a caution, guys. There's a lot of fraud and scams going on. So, how are you protecting those of us who have become so used to this online thing that some smart people are finding ways around it to, steal our money?
Absolutely. We have not done this without investment into the security of it.
I like that.
Whilst we are providing this service to you, we are also investing heavily in security. So for instance, GCB mobile app, for you to change your PIN, it requires biometrics. Right. So the security has not been left behind. It's not an afterthought.
Okay.
We are actually front loading all our capabilities with security.
Nice.
So yes, we really, really are mindful of fraud. And we are aggressively tackling it.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, guys, we are running out of time, but great conversation, great solutions, real solutions, digital solutions that you are serving us. So, where can we download your apps? How can we get access to all that we've spoken about so far?
Okay, so today the app is available on the Google Play Store,
right?
The Huawei App Gallery,
Nice.
and then the Android Play
So,
Store
oh,
as well.
baby,
Exactly. So just go on to any of these platforms, just download, and then seamlessly on board with your Ghana card.
Nice
It's
one.
as easy as ABC.
Nice one, nice
Right.
one. Let me give you the final word.
Sure, thank you. So at GCB, we are saying that we give you access to your funds where, when, how. And I forgot to mention early on, you can go to our website and create an account without visiting a branch.
Interesting.
Just go to the website.
Nice.
There's open an account there,
Sharp.
fill your form. All you need is a Ghana card. And you get access to all these solutions we've talked about. Again, GCB, we are saying stay where you are and we'll give you access to your finances.
GCB, always digital. Always GCB. No, William Oforibuedu, head of digital ecosystems and embedded finance. David Owusu Ansa, manager, merchant solutions. Guys, you are big man. You are big. I really enjoyed talking to you and thank you for the digital solutions you are creating for us. We really appreciate it and we'll be downloading it. We'll be using it and that 80% will be accessing it. Don't worry.
Means do it.
Giddy, 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 guys, thanks for passing through.
Thank you.
And Biggest football tournament is here. DSTV is giving you front row seats to all the action live as the FIFA World Cup 2026 is that time when everything can wait. 48 teams participating. Watch all 104 games on 4 dedicated HD channels. World-class commentary and analysis. This is starting on the 11th of June to the 19th of July. Get your decoder today at only 69 Ghana cedis. Reconnect for as little as 58 Ghana cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Petra sees your whole journey, not just your retirement, from building wealth to settling down. We have solutions for every turn. Investments to build your future, insurance to protect what matters, easy homes to unlock your own door early. So don't just manage your money. We don't just manage your money, we understand your story. Join the Petra family today. Let's do life together. www.petraonline.com is where to visit. Petra, achieve more. Listen, your child deserves more than just a school. At Penfield School or Yarifa, we've been building confident, capable learners for 16 years. We are a co-ed day and boarding school running from crèche through to senior high school. Unique hybrid curriculum combines Ghana's GES, that's BCE WASI with Cambridge Checkpoint, IGCSE, and A-levels. Admissions for this academic year is now open, but slots are limited. So give your child a strong foundation in Ghana, a smooth transition to the world. WhatsApp or call us 027-233-5359. Penfield School, more than a school, a launch pad. Now, Mobile Money FinTech Limited invites all shareholders to its extraordinary general meeting, EGM, scheduled for Friday, June 12, 2026 at 11 a.m. The meeting will be held virtually via momofintechgm.com. Access to the meeting will be available from 10 a.m. GMT. Please note that EGM will commence at 11 a.m. GMT. Shareholders must use their unique access codes, which have been shared via SMS and email, to access the meeting. Access to the virtual meeting is free for all shareholders on MTN network. For further information, shareholders may connect info@csd.com.gh. Visit the website momofintechegm.com. Very best Diamond 42.5 hour grade is the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market. We have the affordable 32.5 hour grade. You deserve the very best. Please go for Diamond Cement. Make us your number one. If you wish to buy Diamond Cement, please deal with the company directly. Locate us at Aplauta Kwadian Bwepe. That's where our factories are, but we are nationwide. 0244-313-368. Call this number now. Diamond Cement is still as hard as a diamond. And to all our beautiful customers, that Omni Basic Bank, your security is our priority. Before engaging in any financial offer or investment opportunity, please take a moment to confirm through our official channels. Remember, Omni Basic Bank will never request for your PIN, your password, your card details, OTP, or any confidential information via call, SMS, email, or social media. Always rely on our verified communication channels and avoid sharing sensitive information with unverified sources. 0800-100-790. Call us now. Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. It's top of the hour. It's a rainy morning. Please be safe out there. If you can get to work from home, please, by all means, work from home. And guess what? Your companion at work is taking over. You'll have a great morning. Until now, it's about to yap on the airwaves. So stay locked in. Thank you for doing the listening. My name is Caleb Kudah. Bernardino Avle was here. Richard Dela and Francisca Kakra Forson was here as well. Thank you as ever. Fred Tetijabono Shiba Arba Benin, Samuel Attah-Mensah, Godfred Akoto Boafo, the richest man. My name is Caleb Kudah. Have a blessed day.